just go ahead and do it right now. Hello. Hi. Hello. We're live, by the way, in case you didn't understand why I all of a sudden started making strange noises.
Damn.
No, outside of my usual strange noises, that is.
We're live, but I feel dead.
Okay, well that's super depressing. Don't say that again.
Well, it's 'cause I'm sleepy, like I was saying in the pre-show discussion.
Okay. Right, but I'm saying like if like, you know, if the necking is happening, just keep it to yourself. The necking. What the? Jesus Christ, Taylor. That was unnecessarily harsh. All right, hey everyone. I'm Taylor, Tony, Prude. We're all here. We're not playing Overwatch this week. We're actually going to have a show. We have a whole like slate of things to actually talk about. We're going to get pretty balls deep into it. We got a little food chat. We have a game review, believe it or not. We're going to talk about, I'm very excited about FishTank. Yeah. No, we got any Josiecels in the house today?
We might.
Oh, well, I'm certainly Vancepilled right now. So, and then do we have some BiggerCon news? Did y'all hear about that? We got some BiggerCon news.
Oh, do we?
That's the biggest of news. Some say it's the widest of news.
Someone would say that the news point number one is maybe not calling it BiggerCon, and coming up with a better name, of which I might have one. So, listen. All coming up here on a action-packed Beefy Boys tonight. But first off, let's do what we always do, and let's talk about food. So, I think Tony had some notes about a Mountain Dew. Did you get that Mountain Dew?
I did get the new Mountain Dew.
All right, lay it on us.
All right, so Mountain Dew put out a new flavor this week. It's called Summer Freeze.
Okay.
And I'll read the description for you on the bottle.
Okay.
Dew with a blast of summer Americana.
Okay.
And the color is blue. So what kind of flavor are you imagining here, just off the name and description?
Blueberry, probably. Maybe like some sort of like tropical, like, I don't know.
All right, well, what they're actually their actual flavor they're going for are like the classic red, white, and blue bomb pops, if you're familiar.
Vaguely, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the flavor they're going for. It's pretty apparent and clear with the red, white, and blue popsicle on the label.
Okay.
And I haven't had a bomb pop in 20 years.
Probably, yeah.
And I'm somewhere around that. I mean, I'm 25, but it's been a long time. But to my memory of the flavor, pretty accurate.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, I haven't seen these. Where did you get it?
Kroger.
Oh, okay. Well,
I mean, they were only selling them in like 6-packs and
okay.
Can packs, so like no individual units yet. But
if it's a summer thing, I'm sure they'll be there for a while. So I'm actually fairly interested in trying this now. I wonder if they have them in like the gas station or anything.
Might.
Well, you just said they don't have individual ones, so maybe not.
Well, I mean, Kroger didn't have individual.
That's true,
but,
but they're not great about having individuals. I might check next time I go to Love's. I said Lowe's, Jesus Christ. I might check next time I'm at Love. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. I like the Dominus Mountain Dew like adventurous flavors. Kind of Code Red, obviously, is my favorite of them all.
I gotta be real. A few of the recent Mountain Dew flavors have been an L.
Really? That's a hot take.
Like their Spark, I think it's called, which is like I think it's supposed to be like a raspberry lemonade or something like that. Yeah, raspberry lemonade, not good.
Really?
No, it's not good. Then I know they re-released their like spicy Mountain Dew sometime last year. That also sucked.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like aggressively bad.
Yeah, I mean that honestly makes sense. That just sounds bad.
I guess there were like 3 new types of Baja Blast that came out last year, but I didn't get to try those at all.
Mhm.
And then the gingerbread Mountain Dew was also gross.
Ugh. What?
Well, that doesn't sound good, no matter how you
What?
slice it.
What? Gingerbread Mountain. Ugh. Okay, well, whatever.
So yeah, they've taken a few L's lately, but I am happy to report Summer Freeze quite good.
Okay, well, I'm definitely interested in trying that because I love the bomb pops. I think those are like really good. You said you haven't had one in like 20 years. I feel like I've had one like weirdly recently, like within the past 10. I know that's not like super recent, but I mean, you're right. Like it's definitely like a kid thing, but I feel like I've had one in as after I've been an adult. So, I don't know where.
Yeah, I mean, I've had like a slush puppy recently, like
Ooh.
within the past 2 years, and those go hard. So
Man, I tell y'all what, y'all had a snow cone in a minute.
It's been a while.
It has been.
definitely been a while.
I've always been kind of adverse to the whole format of like
Here we go.
the dessert that's basically like ice with flavored sugar, like that whole format of like popsicle, snow cone, and so on, like has always been kind of not my favorite. I've always been a bit much more of a ice cream kind of guy when it comes to cold.
I hate that like it's kind of, I'm not gonna say co-opted, but like everybody thinks and calls it now. It's like, oh, it's shave ice. It's like, nah, dude, that ain't what it is. I don't.
Well, the different textures of the ice and like different,
Yeah.
There's a lot of different ones. There's like Italian ice too. And,
I don't think like the one that we used to have that, I mean, really, 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 really went hard. I don't think it exists anymore. And the one that we do have, it's literally not, like, it's not even on the map. Like where it is, it's not even on the map. I don't really want to go there because my ex-girlfriend's husband owns it. And that feels awkward, so.
I mean, would they recognize you or
maybe it's been a while, but I don't know. It's just still one of those things like, pass, pass. But the thing is, I can't really think of another one. We used to have a place called, oh God, oh no, Taylor, did you really forget what it's called? I did. Oh no, that's terrible. It used to be here in town, and it was, oh my God, dude, that's like the taste of like childhood summer for me, like easily. It was so delicious. It was so good, and it moved a couple of times, and now it's gone. And I don't think I think that one that I'm thinking of is the only one that exists now. Now, ice snow cones, of course, are real big with what's the PC way of saying this? Our melanin blessed brothers in Christ.
Right.
So not my part of town, but
it's like I mean, in a way, a lot of the time these products are like frozen Kool-Aid, So,
I didn't say that. You said that. But
well, it's not an inaccurate or otherwise loaded statement. Like
I
we were
wouldn't-
saying
I'm
in
not
chat
disagreeing.
the other day, people of all walks of life appreciate Kool-Aid, and it's unfair that it's been stereotyped as only being for one type of individual.
that is
I'm
true.
not a Kool-Aid guy.
That is true.
I think Kool-Aid's a bit gross.
Well,
We were
maybe you'd
just-
like it if it was frozen and shaved.
We were just talking about Kool-Aid the other day. Where were we? Oh, in Beefy Boys. We were talking about Kool-Aid.
Yeah,
Oh, I was talking about
fine.
VBS and stuff. Yeah.
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 A lot of these things being, southern things rather than
That
any
was it.
particular-
That was the
any
conversation.
particular,
Yeah.
ethnic or racial
Yeah.
thing. It was more of a regional thing that's just been oversimplified by the goddamn Yankees.
I don't want to get off on a whole like tangent on that. So let's
Sure, I think people can
put
kind of
two and two
understand.
together.
Yeah.
Let's Brood. You.
Yeah.
How's your culinary week look?
It's good. Nothing too exciting. This morning I had a really big breakfast burrito, lots of machaca, which is like a shredded beef type product. Very, very big and beefy burrito. Right now I'm actually just eating a leftover chicken strip wrap that I had from a couple days ago from Jack in the Box.
Right.
I mean, not the best leftover I've ever had, but it's edible. And yeah.
Tell you what, I
Uh,
love breakfast burritos, man.
breakfast burritos are good for sure. I don't get them very often. Like it's kind of a rare thing for me when I'm like out getting food that I'm like specifically craving breakfast.
Right.
But this burrito was so beefy, so to speak, that like it didn't even taste that breakfasty. Like there's eggs and stuff in it too, but like there was such a proportionately small amount of the filling that I was like, this really just tastes like a really heavy beef burrito, which I don't mind because that's the good stuff. So
I had a beef, not a beef burrito. I had a breakfast burrito like I made one last football season at some point, and it was really good. It was the first one I ever really like had before, and it was just really, it was exceptional. I'm trying to pull up a picture of it, but I gotta like sign into iCloud and a bunch of shit, so it's gonna take 5 minutes. But
yeah,
yeah.
a lot of the time I'd get or make one with bacon. For me, that's like kind of the default one where it's like bacon, egg, cheese,
Yeah,
potato.
I used Cowboy Kent Rollins recipe, of course, because I'm a huge Cowboy Kent Rollins fan. His was really good. And like I said, I'm trying to log in so I can actually look at the picture and remember it. But it was, I feel like it had hash browns in it. It had
I've seen that sort of thing. Yeah.
it had eggs, of course. It had bacon. And what else? All right, I'm pulling my pictures now.
It's actually how the breakfast burritos that Taco Bell does. They do like their hash browns as part of the potato element.
Right.
Out here, it's pretty often that you get home fries instead, as kind of the potato portion.
So funny. Here it is. It's so funny that I'm going through and looking at my pictures, right? Like you hit like this certain point, and before it there's like hardly any pictures, and then after it there's just like hella pictures. You can see like that prime distinction point where I like started like doing shit again.
Yeah.
I'll pull it up right here. Is there any sensitive information on screen? No. Take it live. Yeah, so you got so there's hash browns,
Little smothered action.
eggs. Yeah. You know what I did? I took tamale sauce that I had on hand from some tamales we'd had earlier in the week, and then poured it over it, and oh my god, did it work?
I think that's a pretty common strategy for smothering burritos, is because it's a nice tasting, not too strong sauce that you can put in mass.
Yeah, if anyone's really interested in how in that recipe specifically, like I said, it is from Cowboy Kent Rollins. Just look up Cowboy Kent Rollins breakfast burrito, and he's real good about providing recipes. Unlike some food YouTubers I watch, who I will not name out loud, Sam the cooking guy. But
Sam the cooking guy makes stuff that looks good, but like
yeah,
he's one of those that I would only ever really watch for fun. I feel like a lot of his recipes are more flashy than they are practical.
I've made a few, and they are good. They are good. Some of them are like a good many steps, and my problem with him is he just like puts booze in everything. And now while you can substitute it out, I feel like a lot of his planning goes around it. So I don't think it takes anything away not doing it. But
depending on how it's used, though, it can have a particular purpose. Like, I'll say that especially when you do things like for example, like vodka sauce for pasta, that has a very particular flavor that relies upon the residual kind of alcoholic element.
Right.
Even though you cook out most of it.
Yeah. I just still don't. I don't want to go buy it. I don't want to fuck with it.
Or like a lot of this is something that like Adam Ragusea does a lot, for example. Who Adam Ragusea, of course, being a little controversial for me because he's he's kind of a soy golem, but his recipes and like just general approach to cooking can be pretty practical. But he does this thing where a lot of the time where he would normally use water, he just straight up uses like white wine because it cooks down to being like kind of mildly sweet.
Yeah.
Actually, that's kind of a secret kind of element to a lot of Americanized Chinese recipes I like, is actually white wine in the sauce that gets cooked down. It produces a particular taste. Also with like batters and certain fried foods and other things, because of the alcohol cooking off faster, it results in a more like crispy crust than if you did all water. But anyways, yeah. So Sam the Cooking Guy, not a huge fan in terms of actually doing his stuff. I mean, I'm sure the stuff that's easy enough to replicate, but a lot of the time it's.
And I just
When I watch Sam the Cooking Guy, what I want is I want his fucking outdoor kitchen is what I want.
fuck. You know that's right. Damn, it is.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point out, while I was listening to you talk, I was looking through some of these other food pics. Man, that college football breakfast, powerful. White House every Saturday. You better believe. You better believe. So, yeah. So I guess me. Oh, geez. Well, Glizzy's, shocker. Not a shout out to them because they kind of overcooked them a little bit. They kind of overcooked them a little bit, and at least the all beef ones, right? They were a little overdone. I got an all beef, and then I think I got like a beer cheddar one again. Like a pub dog kind of thing. I got the hamburger one, of course. Nothing else really.
So yeah, you meant by all beef, you just meant a normal hot dog. That was all.
Right. Yeah.
I was gonna say because that's kind of unfortunate because of course hot dogs being a product that's typically safe to eat pretty much at the point of production.
Yeah.
It is always unfortunate when they get overcooked to the point of like affecting the texture.
Yeah, I don't know how they fucked that up honestly, but they did. So it is what it is.
The hamburger one I can understand because that's one that's probably been cooked fresh, you know, because
Oh my god. Dude, that hamburger one is so good. Like I cannot explain to you how good it is. It's just oh my god, it's so good. It's one of the best things I think I've had in a long time. So
you know, I did have a Costco hot dog this week. It's been a while, and those are good hot dogs.
Yeah. Yeah, no, very very low key week for me this week, food wise. Kind of trying to tone it back a little bit for the diet, you know. Been a little off the wagon as it were, but we're getting back on it. So, yeah. Maybe next week. I was gonna go this week out to take pictures at a lake nearby, but that kind of fell through. I think next week I definitely will, and I don't know what I'm gonna go get. There's a barbecue place that I want to go try, but it's just like always. It's one of those places that's always full and it's not open a lot, so there's never really an ideal time to go. It's always real rough hours. So we're gonna try our best, buds. We're gonna do our best, figure it out. But and I'll let y'all know. So. Anyway, that was food. We had some good food. But more important than food, some would say, is video games. Now, Tony,
I don't know if there's anything more important than food.
Okay, yeah, you're actually right. I'm wrong. But
arguably water, but you know.
Well, no.
Water's kind of in the food, you know.
Right.
Generalization.
I already have all the water I need from the water of life when I was baptized in the name of our Father and Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So, yeah. So, but video games though, Jedi Survivor came out. Now, do we address the controversy or do we just move past it?
I mean, obviously, we're going to address the controversy.
All right, you kick us off.
Apparently, some people with, I mean, I guess good and shit PCs were having major performance issues, but like, works in my machines, so.
Is this on FitGirl yet? Is my question, or is it at Denuvo?
I don't know. I would assume it has Denuvo, but like, I just got a month of EA Pro Plus and just playing it via that because you know that's
it
like
is
10,
not
$15
on FitGirl yet,
and $15 for the amount of content in the game is very much worth it to me.
Sure, fair and valid.
But yeah, so Jedi Survivor. Sequel to Fallen Order, very good game. The original one was.
Oh my god.
This one very much follows it up. A big plus is like right from the start, sometimes like very frequently sequels will take away like movement abilities and stuff you pick up in the first game and make you get them back.
Right.
This one does not. You start in with like the full Jedi, you know, doing flips and shit and double jumps and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't get into any story spoilers since it like just came out yesterday. But I mean I'd say it's on par with the previous game. Lots of shit going down. It's not as much of a constant on the move, like you're escaping the Empire, little bitch, like new Jedi kind of game guy,
Yeah.
like the first one.
Yeah. So
This
that was the
like,
one thing I
Cal's a
didn't
bit
really like
older.
about the first game. So
The Empire is less involved in this one, though still there.
yeah.
Obviously. They've expanded a lot of systems in this game. There's actually like a settlement where you kind of like recruit NPCs and shit.
That's cool.
Like, you have a garden you grow stuff in. There's like mounts and stuff in this one. Like you can tame wild animals
Mhm.
and ride them. So that's kind of sweet. My favorite part of this, my favorite system so far is like, it's been a while since I played the first one. I don't remember. I think your only lightsaber options were like the one saber and then like the dual bladed saber, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yes, I believe so.
And in this one, they expand that to 5 different stances, what they call them.
Yeah.
So you've got the single blade, you've got like dual wielding, you've got the double bladed one, you've got like an extra long one that's essentially like a 2-handed lightsaber.
Like a claymore saber.
Yeah,
Very nice.
and then they've also got a 1-handed lightsaber with a pistol offhand.
Huh. Well,
Yeah,
that's novel.
yeah.
That's actually pretty cool, though.
Game's a lot of fun. I'm like, how many hours do I have? I've played 11 hours of it since getting off work yesterday. So, you know, about 30-hour period. I played 11 hours. Not too
Okay.
bad there.
And how much total content is there supposed to be in it?
I have no idea. I feel like I'm midway in the story,
Oh, okay.
unless some major twists and extensions happen.
Right.
But I haven't gone that deep into the exploration. This one, like the planets in this one are a lot bigger. Like I recall the first game being kinda on rails. Like there were some alternative paths you could take for like treasures and shit. But
Yeah, to
the
have been a
zones in this
Souls-like-
one,
Yeah, to be a Souls like
Yeah,
it was
I
not
mean-
very open.
this one is definitely a bit more open. Obviously, there's still like the main paths, but
Sure.
there's a lot of side paths and stuff.
That's actually pretty cool.
And yeah, Star Wars game, like despite the movies consistently being not great. I mean, the older ones were pretty good, but
hmm
the newer shit being not great. The extended Star Wars universe, in my opinion, is very good and
Mhm.
has a lot of enjoyable lore.
Yeah, it's it's funny because people like Star Wars has gotten this new rap in the past like 10 years to where it just utterly sucks because it's all heckin' Rey Skywalker shit. But you're right, the extended universe, even like within the movies, because like Rogue One, pretty good, Han, pretty decent, Mandalorian first season was really good, other two were eh. There's been some really good stuff, and it seems like the less involved Disney is like hands-on, the better it is. And these games, I feel like they're fairly hands-off, so that's very good. Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. So I'll probably wait till it's actually like on BitGirl to do it. Like I know you were talking about paying the 15, but it's not like that big a deal for me. If it is for someone else, if they really want to play it, yeah, that's a hell of a deal. Sure. But for me, I think I'm gonna wait. So I'm gonna wait though, because boy howdy, do I have plenty of shit to be doing right now.
No.
Do I have plenty of shit to be
Yeah.
doing right now? Because brother, I'm obsessed. I am fucking obsessed. Now, this is funny to
Would
me.
you describe yourself as Letty pilled?
Oh God, no. Oh, ugh, ugh. Yeah. Fuck Letty. She's a
For all
snake.
her flaws, I'd still knock her up, to be honest.
Oh, on God, yeah. But she's a snake though, and she might kill your baby, which,
Right.
we'll get there. Because what the fuck are we talking about? What are we even talking about? What are we talking? What are we talking about? Talking about a little thing called FishTank. Now, if you haven't heard of FishTank, let me break it down for you. Let me give you the basic gestalt here real fast. All right. Imagine Big Brother, but instead of like sexy 20-somethings who are all trying to like, maneuver through sexual tension. It's just a bunch of like it's 8 kind of ugly autists, and the whole thing is run by Sam Hyde. So,
Right.
What's funny about this? I want to just get it out of the way, like first and foremost. So, I didn't get into this until like what, day 7 or 8, I think. It was the day that the skits happened.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was coming because like I had like the hype like preview video for it in my YouTube Recs for a while, but I never clicked on them because the whole like Hyde Wars and then that other channel they have, the Sam and Nick's Perfect Clips that they had it on, like all that, like they do put out a lot of random shit that I don't really care about.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
where I'm going with this. Is like I don't really give a shit about Sam Hyde.
Yeah, you've never been a big fan of him, which is
I think a lot of his stuff is funny. He's done some very funny stuff, but I didn't watch World Peace when it was on Adult Swim. I didn't give a shit about it. I never thought any of his like other stuff was that funny. Like some of it's okay, but a lot of it was just like he's a big fan of like loud equals funny sometimes. I never kept up with any of his streams, like nothing, not a bit of it. And then, you're right. He started doing like after World Peace got canceled, he started doing a bunch of different stuff. And then just like a bunch of the stuff that he was generally involved in, I was just like, I found tiring. Like it's like, here's a picture of the shooter. And it's a picture of Sam Hyde for the 10,000th time. It's like,
I think ironically, like the people who kind of make him, like a little overdone, are like the kind of fans that he actually himself I think doesn't really like. Like I'm getting the sense that he doesn't like just the really uncreative chuds in his fan base. Like he obviously has some chuddy qualities, but
extremely.
but that's like, but like you can't really be an actual funny person without having some, because
well, and a lot of it is just shock value, I think. But he does I mean, you do watch some of his videos, and like he just has inherently like very chud like takes on things, like almost all the time.
Well, I'm sure he at the very least has a vested stake based on his history in various industries and stuff against the whole, clamping down on basically free speech type stuff, because that's directly impacted his career.
Right. But yeah, sorry, we're way off point here. The point is, that's why I didn't pay attention to this, because I heard it was a Sam Hyde thing, and I went, I don't want to, like, this is just, like Tony said earlier, like, I don't think we were live yet, but like Tony was talking about, he said, he's like, yeah, I can't watch, like, unfiltered, pure cringe stuff like that, which was my initial take, but it's actually not that cringy. It's really not. Like, it's not as cringy as you think it would be. So like, let's get back to what's going on here. So 8 autists locked in a house for 6 weeks. The winner originally was going to get 10,000, then it was 20, now it's 30, and I think by the end of this it's going to be at least 50, because I think they're making a shit ton of money. We'll get to that in a second.
I mean, look at how often the
I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, and just TTSs. I mean, like, what is a TTS? Like $50 per?
It's like literally like $50 a pop.
Yeah, and I mean, there's like several, like 10, 15 a minute. So I can't do the numbers on that, but it's a lot.
And like on top of that, they have the season passes.
The season pass.
We're
so far ahead. So far ahead.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, yeah. So eight autists in a house. Now, what's so interesting about this is like it's very amateurish. Like this is not Big Brother quality. Millions did not go into this. I think he said he spent $100,000 on this, but that was
the initial investment. But then there's all the drama about like them like underestimating ongoing hosting costs.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how much of that was legit.
That's the thing, because you got to, like, Sam is like the definition of an unreliable narrator.
It's
So,
also the case that a lot of the news about that came from our good friend Graf.
well, yeah, we'll get to that in a second too. But yeah, I'm just trying to get through like the premise here. So,
Okay.
yeah, 8 Autist. Not that cringy, very good. But yeah, I just brushed it off and I was like, I don't give a shit. But God, what was it that like got me into it? It was it was the skip thing. I can't remember because y'all had been talking about it for a while, and I was just like,
not that much longer. It
a
was the
couple of
case-
days.
It was the case that so what happened was actually the like basically all the posters you in particular especially don't like were posting about in our e-drama channel. Like I see here like Riso, Oxballs, and Trips were posting
Yeah.
some stuff from it.
Yeah.
And I finally watched one of the clips, and I think I opened up the temp stream while they're fixing the site that was linked, and I watched a little bit. I was like, oh, this is actually pretty good, and that's when I was like, okay. Then I saw the character chart, and I was like, okay, well, you know,
I think I got into this because of Josie, honestly.
starting to make a little sense. And then I made the dedicated channel because I was like, you know, I could see this becoming even if we didn't get into it. I was like, you know, even if we don't get into it, I could definitely see like the people who just white noise post in the server getting
Right.
super into it, and then clogging up the e-drama channel with it. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, now that I'm looking at it, because like my first posts are literally talking about Josie, so I think that's what got me into this was Josie.
I'm willing to bet that like clips of her have probably been the number one thing.
Oh, most certainly. She's so clippable. All right.
Yeah.
So while we're talking about that, let's actually talk about that. So I keep mentioning the 8 Autist. Let's talk about the 8 Autist because this is the bread and butter. This is where this show shines because, you know, the rest of it, like, honestly, I think Sam, who, by the way, and this is not Sam, he goes by Jason Goldstriker, local mogul. Yeah, there's a whole kayfabe to this. I find him a little grating sometimes, actually, a little bit. Like he's some, I don't know if it's just his, like he just like automatically goes into like Sam mode or whatever, but he's just a little grating. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I don't know, but let's talk about it. So these are the 8 Autists. Jonathan. Oh man, we love Jonathan. Jonathan, how do you describe Jonathan? How do you even begin to talk about the man, the myth, the legend?
He's like an idiot philosopher, right?
Yes.
He's
like #1 Andrew Tate simp.
right.
He 100% worships Andrew Tate. So like imagine anyone in your life that's like that, and they're probably the same person because I feel like that archetype is pretty universal.
Right. Like, I mean, he definitely has the vibe of like a dude who wanted like a father figure or something.
Yeah,
you know,
which that's an interesting point about this is like the dynamic between him and Sam, Jason Goldstriker, is like very, very apparent. Like he does a lot of shit to like not make him happy, but like, well, I guess maybe make him happy. Maybe that is the best way to describe it.
Because John is so into like fitness and all that shit too, and then Gold Striker, aka Sam, is super into like boxing and stuff, right? Like I think they found a middle point there where Sam could do his boxing thing and John would just take it for like hours on end.
Yeah, which
like,
is funny because but it does feel like it's evolved over time. Where like I don't want to say Sam is like genuinely invested in Jonathan at this point, but I think it's gone a little bit beyond like just beating him up because he did actually.
There's a little kind of almost like not negative, but there's almost a little like grooming happening in terms of.
Well, I mean, Sam legitimately brought in like one of his training friends to have a little session with Jonathan, and it was like that didn't feel like a bit because I mean they kind of like went away from the action to do it because a lot of the other stuff. Yeah, a lot of the other stuff they would just like do it in the living room. Well, I guess we didn't explain that. The house, like the house is what it's a 4-3, I think, 2-story with a basement. All the production shit's in the basement. There's 10 cameras throughout the house. There's one in all 4 bedrooms, kitchen, living room. There's one in the laundry room, the garage. Which the garage is like sometimes available and sometimes not. I don't know why they do sometimes and sometimes they don't. It's strange.
I don't know.
Then there's cameras in the they call it the downstairs hallway. It's not a hallway, it's more like a foyer. And then there's a camera in the upstairs hallway. And FishTank.live is the website, and you can control it. The website was down for a while, actually, interestingly enough, and that was what Prude was talking about earlier. Our good friend Graph popped up, and in his usual fucking like what's the word for someone who just lies all the time? Habitual liar.
Yeah.
In his habitual liar way, he was like, "Oh yeah, Sam totally got in contact with me to like set it up for him, and I totally had a proposal, but he, it fell through." And it's like, no, you didn't.
It's
No,
kind
you
of
didn't.
funny because the way that Graph presents this stuff is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be busy for the next day, so talk to the normal mods because I have like meetings and stuff. It's like
Yeah.
the way that he talks about this shit and like kind of like fluffs it up sounds a lot like how the Gold Striker character fluffs shit up.
A little bit, yeah,
Like they're like pretending to be much more like
but way less
business
believable.
oriented, yeah, like
Yeah.
but yeah,
like-
so
Well, it's like
there's a whole thing.
I really fucking doubt Sam even knows you exist. Like, that's A. B, if he did, you're not first on his list. Like, I'm sure Sam has tons of connections with people in tons of industries, most in tech, who are his first call for that. And they ended up going with
Right.
to fix, because what the problem was is the site was using like, instead of like $10,000 a month, which is what they thought it was going to be, it was using like $10,000 a day, which that felt wrong to begin with. I don't know how the hell that happened. That was whatever. They eventually they had to move it to YouTube for a while, which, as I've said, Contro, I thought the like curated stream was better than the multicam. That's just me though. I know it wasn't good on the producers because they had to like constantly be there switching cams and stuff. I liked it though, man. I really did. I liked it. But it is what it is. But yeah, all those cameras running all the time with like, up north of 20,000 people watching at a time. Yeah, I mean, I guess it had to go down for a long time. It eventually came back up. The text to speech, which there's speakers in most of the rooms. Maybe not every. I don't think there's like one in the laundry room or anything. There's one in all the major bedrooms, living areas, and everything. The text to speech came a few days later. Fish toys, which was what we're going to talk about. I think that's where they're making a lot of their money. Because like what did we say? So fish toys essentially are like you can pay the tokens, the website tokens that you can, because you don't pay direct money for it.
Well, to be clear, if you're buying there's a little bit of an economy to scale to buying tokens, but like at the lowest interval of purchase, like it's $100 to $10. At the highest, you can get 64 for $6,400 for $500. So roughly 10 per dollar. Gets a little bit better as you scale up.
Yeah.
So we can do the math on that.
Because I've seen at least, and like the most common fish toy we've seen so far is like a loot box, which is essentially they just bring one of the fishes some good stuff like snacks or something, or if there's a challenge going on, which like last night there was a challenge and they were doing a battle royale, and Jonathan got a loot crate, and inside the loot crate was like another Nerf gun with a bunch of ammo in it. And yeah, I think a loot crate's $500, more or less, in that neighborhood.
It's 2,500 points, so it's closer to 200, I believe.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad, I guess.
It's still pretty bad.
Sure, for a normal human being, but we're talking about Sam Hyde's fan base here, so.
Well, the other part being like, you don't have direct control over exactly what they put in it, I think.
Yeah.
So it's like it could be something pretty trivial for the price,
But anyway, I mean, I've seen like 4 or 5 a day, so that's like $1,000 extra they're making just off that. That's not including TTSs or anything else, because there have been some other fish toys, but yeah, it's crazy. But rewinding all the way back, talking about the fishes actually was Jonathan. I don't think we even actually mentioned the most interesting thing about Jonathan is that he has a very heavy speech impediment, where he give us an example, Prude.
he likes to play poinks on people.
Yeah, he likes to play points on people, and he's very big brain, so you just have to trust the plan.
Right.
So sometimes it's actually a little hard to understand what he's saying.
He's almost like how like Japanese people can't pronounce L's and R's right
Yeah.
or whatever. Like it's kind of like that, but instead he sounds almost like he from Boston, but
Yeah.
retarded.
So from Boston.
Yeah.
Got him. Yeah.
Well, which is to say, I mean, he sounds like he's from Boston, but he's actually from Bend, in Oregon, so definitely like far from Boston. So that's how it is. Yeah.
And like on top of that, I think I really don't understand because he hasn't elaborated on a lot. He can't read very well. Like he can read, but he talks about it takes him like an hour to read a page or something. That's why because one of the items that he chose to bring to the house was a Bible, and you'll see him reading a lot, but like he just kind of stares at like one page the entire time. And a lot of times I think it's just to avoid like talking to anyone else, like when it's an awkward situation. But other times I think he just can't read very fast because he got another one of the fishes, Violetta, to read to him once, which was actually weirdly wholesome. Although it was funny that she was reading Psalms, which is a very powerful book of the Bible, by the way. For those of my esoteric brothers who understand what I mean.
Bringing out a loot crate right now.
Oh really? I don't have it pulled up. So
I have the living room on mute watching it.
Oh nice. Yeah, Jonathan right now is kind of one of the two fan favorites,
right?
Because he is just hashtag JonTint. Like whenever he is on screen, you know you're about to get something. It may be cringe, but you're gonna get it. I'm actually gonna go in counterclockwise order here because that would make the last two the most appropriate. So next up is Sylvia, and I mean if you're looking at this, non-podcast people, you already can tell why we hate Sylvia. She just looks like the fucking worst. First off, anyone that has their eyebrows shaved off needs to be dealt with severely.
It's such a strange move to do it when you're so fat too.
Yeah,
it removes definition in your
fat.
face.
She's so fat.
That's not really it's not something you can get away with when you already need whatever definition you can get in your look. You know, like.
And what's so funny about Sylvia is that she is so fat, and she's always like, God, what do you even define her style as? Like some sort of like hipster punk goth thing.
At times, it's almost a little rockabilly too. Like it's like it's like just general like alt counterculture white.
Yeah,
void,
it's
just
the worst, and she's just so fucking ugly. She's white trash essentially.
Well, yeah,
and that came out so heavily during the they had a challenge where they had like those like Hallmark high school babies that you have to like take care of, and it's like a teen pregnancy sex ed thing. They brought those out, and different couples, air quotes, that they paired up had to take care of them. And there was a big dust up that we'll get to here in a minute. And she was just like literally like in a tank top, holding on to that baby at her side, just screaming like, "You motherfucker!" All this stuff. And I was like, I have seen that before.
Yeah, from the sidelines of the confrontation, she was doing the thing where that like white women do, where when things get heated, they're just like piling on like screams. And it's.
I hate
wasn't her best moment, but to be fair, she doesn't have many good moments.
Sylvia. She's so I can't like, if anyone in this show, of everyone in this show so far, I've wanted her gone the worst. And that she's not yet, that it wasn't her that's now gone. Spoiler alert. I'm so angry about that. I still have to look at her fat, ugly fucking face.
But she's probably like all said, like based on the current remaining cast, right? It's like we know that like both in terms of fan attitudes towards them and just what each one is probably bringing to the table in terms of like earning them money too, like because this is a little meta element to the game, but like a lot of the rules and stuff don't really matter, honestly. Like the
it's
producers
very much whose line is it anyway.
They make it up as they go, and really what's actually driving it is what they think will make them money.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to get to, because earlier in the night tonight when they were talking about challenges, they ended the baby challenge fucking fine. Did Josie get a new plushie? I don't think I've seen that one yet.
I mean, there was a video
she has
uploaded
so many now.
uploaded by the producers of them, like just getting like dozens of them out of a fucking like crane machine.
Oh yeah. Cowboy Medic, who's one of my like. Well, it's funny because after this we'll talk about like all the side characters, which I think there's more side characters than there is actual fishes at this point, or at least as many. I guess if you count like gimmicks as separate characters, then yeah, definitely.
Which I mean, just again, that like contributes to the whole vibe that this is almost less of a reality show and more just like these people are roped into thinking it is, but they're like more like set pieces in an ongoing MDE skit, you know?
Yes, most 100%. Yeah. There's a lot of levels to what's going on here. Like at its core, it is like a Big Brother ripoff, but there's a lot more going on here. And you're right, because that's what I was gonna say. It's like earlier in the night at the end of the challenge, like Sam was warning John. He was saying like, hey man, you got to ship up or you're gonna be out. There's no fucking way they get rid of Jonathan.
Right.
No way. And he did even say at one point in passing, he was like, it's not up to me, it's up to the fans. So there's no because Jonathan is this show essentially, right out. Like,
but you know, but like in a sense, like that sort of stuff, like the layers. I think that's where a lot of our affinity for it has come from. Actually, like where it's taken hold is because, you know, here in the verse, if you will,
right.
I'd say historically we're pretty big into the idea of like kind of like ironic performance art and stuff, you know. Like
we're big fans of kayfabe here. Yeah.
And the more absurd, like the more you stack on the layers, the more absurd it gets. And I think that's always been something we've enjoyed. And I think on a much higher effort level, almost like I feel like this kind of reminds me of like some certain situations, like especially back in the day, we'd create in like, for example, our voice chats online, right? And there's like kind of manipulating things to create funny situations. Like I think that's kind of what's going on here in a way.
Yeah, and that actually led me to a realization. I'll talk about it later. I may even talk about it after the stream with you two specifically, but yeah. Back to Sylvia though. Like I want her gone. I fucking hate her. She's literally an OnlyFans girl. She's so ugly. She's so fat. She's so disgusting. So sometimes they'll go into like one of the bedrooms and just like talk directly to the camera, and you know, chat can talk back to them via TTS, and it's kind of interesting. She started this whole thing like she was like, "Oh, I was born into this body. There's nothing I can do about it." I was like, "Bitch, do not even fucking play that game with me." Like,
she wasn't even always quite this fat, so it's like as long as she can't help it.
Yeah, if you look at her OnlyFans, you can tell that she's definitely one of those like COVID chunkers. I'm making that word up. I'm coining that term, a COVID chunker, where like she was like just vaguely chunky before that, but then during COVID and then afterwards, she just got straight up fucking fat. Right. And she is. Let me see.
Well, she's also in her mid-20s, right? So for women, right, like things.
She's not even really in her mid. She's 23. So.
Okay, well, still, I mean, at various points after like 20, though, for women, you know, they always hit that like that soft wall of like, oh, my metabolism's slowing down, and I can't like just eat whatever.
Which is just utter bullshit, honestly. Like,
well, sure, I mean, with a small amount of effort and self control, you can overcome it. But like, I think the problem is a lot of them don't have the grit to do so.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, I still want to eat hot Cheetos all day, and you know.
Yeah, like I think a lot of people point to that and they're like, oh yeah, it's so hard. Like once you're not a teenager, it's really not. Like that. The any sort of like slowdown really doesn't happen until like way closer to 40, and sometimes after it. It's just pure fucking cope. It really is. It's pure fucking cope.
And the amount that you slow down proportionate to like the gains of metabolism you get from being active is pretty small.
Right, 100%. It's just utterly a cope. She's one of those like fat acceptance losers who's like, oh, you know, you can't lose weight. It's all, you know, it's a lie by big diet and big whatever. Just shut up. Ain't nothing big here except your fat fucking face, you ugly.
I think that like she has that personality that I've seen a lot of people in reality, like of being some. She's from like Oklahoma, right? And in another one of her like bits privately in her room, she was talking about her background, like, you know, basically just liking that, like, you know, oh, shitty fucking flyover state, repressive people, and like her parents making her go to church so she doesn't like religion very much.
Which is so funny, yeah, because she rages out at Jonathan. Because Jonathan will read the Bible out aloud a lot, and my god, she rages so hard. It's kind of funny.
I mean, in that particular example, he was using it like a fucking Guantanamo Bay torture technique, but still, like,
but that was great. I love that. So I'll explain that. So there was a challenge the other night where they were locked in one of the bedrooms. And Sam said, you can't leave. If you got to piss, go into the closet and do it in a bowl, literally. And
I remind you, Letty actually did.
Twice, I think, actually, didn't she? Or Sylvia twice. One of them had to piss twice. I think it was Sylvia.
Letty for sure.
Yeah. That's why we call her the Piss Warlock.
She called herself that.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, that was. I mean, that whole
That's
term
a-
came from her describing. She literally called herself that in one of her like psycho speeches. Anyways,
That's kind of based. As much as I hate Letty, she is kind of content. She is. Like
she's a good villain.
we'll get there in a second. But yeah, so everyone was doing pretty well. Daniel had to leave because he had to take a shit. And then Jonathan got kicked out because he put he kicked a hole in the wall. And that technically counted as leaving.
Well, because the entity right made an appearance and was banging on the walls, so he started kicking the walls and busting a wall, and then he kept his foot there for like 40 minutes trying to hide it. But then the people in the room were like, well, that technically counts as leaving the room.
Classic Jonathan.
What you know?
So anyway, yeah, so he has to leave, and he comes back like an hour or two later with the karaoke machine like posted outside the door where they can't get it or do anything with it, cranked up the loudest, and he just started reading the Bible.
Right, and like already it's hard to understand him, but then you add the distortion, and it was just like it was pretty.
It's like what time are you right?
And you could like hear it. You could hear it down the garage. Like it was pretty.
So fun. Yeah, you were right. It was like when they'd lock the terrace in the closet and like blast metal music. Yeah, God, oh my God, it was so funny because this came after an event we refer to as the Simmons incident, where like it kind of lightened up on them for like 12 hours or so, but then literally the next day it was just like right back to Hell House.
Right.
That was so funny, but yeah, no, fuck Sylvia. Let's move on. I don't want to talk about this dumb bitch anymore. Vance. Now, Vance, how do we describe Vance? Well, first off, I'm like, Vance is such a weird because he's so much like you, right? Similar hairline. He kind of looks like you. He has a similar.
I have said that. I thought that maybe part of why I don't like him is that he's too much like me. Actually,
yeah, maybe. You and Vance are just so similar. It's almost weird, actually.
No,
like
I definitely think that in a lot of ways. Well, yeah, he does have a similar hairstyle to what I had before I started shaving my head.
He's 25 from Auburn, Washington. So,
right.
25-year-old delivery driver with his disarming and goofy personality. I'm reading the bio from the website.
The bios are funny because they're
so
cheesy.
bullshit. They're so bullshit. Yeah, like, and I like it's like the last one, like where it really does sound like an MDE sketch. It really does. Like, with his infectious personality and willingness to have fun, Vance is sure to be a memorable contestant on the show. So watch out, because once he gets going, there's no stopping it. Like that oozes world peace. It really, really does.
Yeah. So
so you said, and I thought about it, and I don't know if I really agree, but yeah, Vance is kind of like we talked earlier. He's like the Chud fan of Sam. I don't think he actually knows who Sam is.
Yeah, that was just some speculation that maybe he was chosen intentionally to be both kind of the straight man, but also kind of like the archetypical, like, you know, white dude, chuddy guy who's online, but like not too autistic about it, or not too like.
I was gonna ask, like, where does him being a chud come from? Because like none of his comments in the house are really that chuddy. Although I will say, just before you came on we went live, you got in here, I was watching, and he did like verbatim, word for word, the Sam Hyde, the white man is back, baby thing. So I don't know.
Well, and you know, he chuckles at a lot of the TTSs that are kind of chuddy, and like
he tries to pretend he doesn't sometimes.
I think he knows that there's a pretty, like, this show's appeal has gone beyond just the normal Sam Hyde fan base, of course, and I think he knows that, like there's actually a contingent of like Redditoids who are watching it,
really,
who like it for the wholesome Chungus, they're all friends part.
They are not friends. Half these people hate each other.
But for the first like week or so, it might have seemed a little bit like that. But so like maybe he's also trying to keep his options open in terms of who he's appealing to.
That's true, because you hear him talk about it, and he's definitely metagaming this very hard.
Well, and the other thing too is like he might still be like, he can be a chud, but he might still be a little bit of an NPC too. Like he gives me the impression of a guy who overrates his own kind of capabilities and intelligence a bit when it comes to like his like scheming and stuff.
Not like
Because-
Jonathan, who just overestimates himself in literally every single capacity possible.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's a very different kind of thing because
Yeah.
Jonathan's so dumb that he like warps back into being almost like transcendent sometimes.
That's a good way to describe it.
Anyways, Vance is definitely, I don't know. He was very boring for a while. He's gotten more interesting lately because I think just as there's been less contestants, the ones who were less present kind of have been given a chance to shine, and I think he's been trying to find his like niche, in terms of appealing to the fans.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's kind of a minor villain in terms of how he talks about the show to the cameras on his own time, but he's been pretty hard played by Letty so far, honestly, I think.
Yeah, I guess so.
And they have like an ostensible alliance, right? Because
Yeah.
of the whole teaming up during the baby thing and then being roommates. But like,
I will give Vance, he was the first one to really like realize the potential of like speaking to chat one-on-one. Like, you're right, Letty would go and she'd have these insane unhinged rants, but she would just like leave. But Vance like regularly every night goes into one of the bedrooms and he'll just like have like a Q&A session with chat.
right?
And it's really like it's like, if we go back to talking about how there's like a meta game to the competition from the producer's angle, like he's definitely one that's going to last for a long time because he's raking in money.
I think that's kind of what he's settled on, is like in terms of what the fans see him doing, is like the calm sincerity of just addressing things head on like that.
You're right, which, and to his straight man gimmick, that is very on brand.
Yeah.
Not a straight man is fucking Daniel. How the hell do we define Daniel? All right, so first off, spoiler alert, Daniel is 100% the plant, right?
No doubt about it.
I don't think so.
Like it's pretty much been an outright admitted between them showing him like multiple times on camera doing things that would indicate it.
Oh, I mean, so he got kicked out, air quotes, at one point. I mean, one of the ancillary characters of the show, one of the sharks, air quotes, it's just a guy in a white mask and white jumpsuit, came up, and I mean, literally they dapped it up before they left, and it's like, oh, okay, so we're not even pretending at this point.
And he's been called down to the basement oftentimes, or like the entity appearing the other day during the B2 room challenge, like that was 100%, I think, just him in the suit.
Yeah.
It moved like him. So like, yeah, and then also sometimes you can tell that he's intentional. Like, I don't think his entire person is an act though, because I think he legitimately is basically like an Asian wigger, to be honest.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Like he's a flip, right? So,
but as Buster told us, like he is like he's ancillary to the MDE crew, very like in the far reaches of their orbit.
Yeah,
but he is kind of.
This goes to say actually that all of these, basically every single contestant, pretty quickly got like not even doxxed, because some of them were really open about or even mentioned it to the camera, but like all of them, their socials got found out pretty fast, and for some better or worse,
yes,
it's been interesting information kind of informing their character on the show as chat then like kind of addresses that in return.
Right.
So for Damiel, like you can tell that like he has kind of a minor kind of like comedy thing going outside of the show too,
Right.
So I think regardless of what level his connection was to the crew beforehand, I think they must have at the very least maybe latched onto that when they were bringing him on, right, and just said like, look, you're going to be in on this part,
and
you'll get this as compensation or whatever.
Yeah. Or I mean, God, for him, considering his thing, it might even just be the exposure, to be quite honest.
Right.
Or maybe it's a shit test to be led into MDE, so that would be super funny. But he's pretty good at it. Like, you can tell, like, once you know, it's hard to not notice anymore, because he's just like, everything he does is like so perfectly played into everything to like continue a bit, to play up someone else or something. It's so painful. Yeah, but you're right. He's like a Filipino
like during the
wigger.
hot dog challenge earlier, like he specifically was one of the first to broach the sort of like fuck Letty for trying to lie or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell that it was playing into like what they were intentionally going for. But
yeah. So he was gone for a couple of days, and I feel like that should have been the point where people were like asking questions. But he came back and he said he had to go to court, and everyone seemed to just immediately buy it. Maybe because he just looks like someone who had to go to court.
He
that
acts that
helped.
way.
He helped. So yeah, there's not really a lot to say about Daniel because he is the plant. But I like Daniel.
I guess
Hashtag
for me,
damnation.
the interesting part for about him for me is just gauging how much of it is like intentionally chosen
Yeah.
for the bit, and how much of it is just who he actually is. And then
Yeah.
I think some things happen where he's still like surprised and still a little
Yeah.
off put by
Oh, I
by
don't think
things or
they.
whatever.
I don't think they tell him anything's gonna happen. I think he's just there to be like the
Well,
man,
he has like
in
an
the room.
overarching guidelines that he's told to abide by, but like, yeah, it's not like he's getting like a play-by-play of every single thing that happens.
But he still knows how to act, and when he hears the information for the first time with the rest of them, he's thinking, how do I approach this as the plant versus the rest of them? So
Early on in the game, it did seem like he was going to be the main antagonist to like John, who was the protagonist, but it's turned out that so far Daniel's kind of been relatively neutral, actually, in terms of
he's just kind of he's like the in room perpetuator of like the producer's will in a lot of cases. So yeah. Oh God, Letty, I hate Letty. So Letty is Canadian, so we already hate her.
Right.
She's BPD. She is a scheming snake, and she's just essentially the worst.
she's definitely the most villainous in the show at this point.
Yeah. So she's like very much the typical like scheming, manipulative woman, right?
Right.
She's, as you said, she has like this sort of relationship slash alliance with Vance that led to a very big dust up, as referred to as the Simmons incident. We'll get there in a second. Which shook the entire show. Like everything changed after that moment. And I hate her. She has these. She'll go into like rooms and have these unhinged rants to the camera that make no sense.
She does this like weird like shit talking thing to the camera, where she's
Yeah.
like spiting chat and stuff, and then like talk about how she's gonna like something about like that was what she's saying about like the B2 room challenge, where she was like, I didn't even care about the money, I was doing it for love of the game. She's doing it right now to the camera. She's looking at the camera on stream and doing her thing where she's like making a weird face and like acting hard. Anyways, and she's like, yeah, like you think I cared about the money, I was doing it for the love of the game, and then all this shit about, oh, you think it's like a joke that I pissed in the closet or whatever. Well, I'm the piss warlock. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, so I think partially she's realized that, like, I think from the outset, maybe like the TTS was a little bit like making her out to be kind of like a fickle woman,
Mm-hmm.
And I think that she's played that up, like, because I think both her persona in terms of how she interacts with the other fish is kind of fake, like she's overly bubbly sometimes and acts kind of like she wants to be friendly with everybody, and I think that's a little fake.
Mm-hmm.
But then her villain persona in private also seems a little played up. Like, I think she just wants to have a niche,
Yeah.
like the others, and
It sounds like she's just being a fucking woman.
Yeah. Where's Josie? Is she in the bathroom? I think I see her shoes next to her bed in the master bedroom. I think everybody's kind of starting to get ready for bed.
It's so fun. I mean, we're not really talking about Josie quite yet, but like, it's so funny how like the fan base's reaction to her is like, it's like Fauna's like saplings, like the whole meme of them like crying and screaming when she's missing.
Yeah.
Like,
she's something else. But yeah, no, I fucking hate Letty. And there's a lot of like off camera stuff with Letty too, because like there was like a whole thing for a while. It's like, is she a cam girl or not? She said she's not. She said it was like all revenge porn or something.
Well, and to be fair, there is documented evidence that like her ex is actually like a crazy guy who's like pissed off that
who might have swatted them. Maybe
it's possible that he contributed. Yeah. So, I mean, and like, I mean, if it is revenge porn or whatever, like, I mean, I get it's not in good taste. I'm not that sympathetic to her, honestly, but like, that was part of what people were giving her shit for early on too, is like, we have this dirt on you or whatever.
Right.
And I think since then, because like between that and then the jokes about her being into like scat and like piss and stuff, like feet too, because of her leaks, like all of that stuff, like like the cat, like this, like the smelly Letty or whatever, like
Yeah.
all this kind of stuff. Like she's. I think that's why she's leaning into that sort of stuff a little bit, as
Yeah.
far as her villain persona or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck Letty. Now let's talk about the real best girl, and that's Josie. So Josie, let me see. Let me pull her thing up. What is there to say about Josie? So Josie's 21. She's the youngest of all of them. She's from Phoenix. A self-proclaimed anime enthusiast. Particular affinity for DDR. Her love for gaming is evident in her pink gaming shirt. She loves plushies and all that. In fact, in her interview video, she has like a Cerno Fumo in the background. So she's very much like the typical like anime girl. I wouldn't call her an e-girl.
No. But she's definitely like kind of like high school anime club type weed,
Yes,
you know, like
100%.
a little cringe. Like she almost has like a Pomu roommate situation going.
A little
like,
bit, yeah. Yeah, she's like a Navajo version of Pomu, essentially, which is ironic given Pomu's history with the Indians.
So, and her other thing too is like her overall, like she's not that dumb actually, or like that like dysfunctional when she actually speaks, but for a while she wasn't doing it much, and her general behavior when like idle is very like, seems almost like a little age regressed, you know, like
Yeah.
like
She is heavily autistic, so she does like a lot of like fidgeting around and like, you know,
stimming as they call it. Yeah.
not calling it that. Yeah, but from what I've been able to tell, a lot of her early behavior was she thought no one liked her. She thought everyone hated her, and
Right.
because like before TTS came back up, and then once TTS came back up, like she just gets like a flood of praise. Like
She's
all
like
the
the
time.
only one that consistently gets like praise and not.
Yeah, and then a bunch of she's always getting loot crates and all this stuff. So she's starting to come out of her shell a little bit more and like talk a lot. She's talking more and she's talking louder. So it's really nice to see her coming out. And we were talking earlier about her plushie. How many plushies is she up to now?
She had at least like 7 yesterday. So
Well,
and she had them all
see.
arranged on like the bed frame and stuff.
That's very. I can't quite see. It's not a. These camera feeds aren't like super high definition or anything, but
No.
yeah, she's up to 5, 6, 7, 8 now. She just keeps getting more of them.
Right.
Yeah, she's always got the fidget spinner. She's always got the plushies.
And in terms of like the community reaction, like the other thing too is she actually responds more gracefully than the other contestants to criticism too. Like for example, there was a certain contingent of people that were like trying to ask if she was like trans or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And she just like laughed it off basically.
Yeah,
Like,
she's very, very like she hasn't taken anything very seriously in this
she doesn't
whole thing
fall
yet.
for the bait. Basically,
She doesn't fall for bait. She's just very easygoing. She's very likable. Like,
well, because like there's one text speech I remember in particular that was like Josie, can you confirm for us if you are or not MTF or whatever? And she's like she laughed and she's like, no, I'm just tall. I was like, yeah, that's a fair answer.
Okay, yeah, sure, all right, I believe that.
But then the other thing too is like the funny thing that I think has been the case, especially with the other female contestants, is I think the amount of like universal praise and like fish toys and stuff she's gotten, like kind of I feel like that's like I mean it's organic but at the same time almost like an intentional thing that's being played up too, because I think they want it to be a situation where the others are jealous of her.
Right. I can see that.
But yeah, pretty much like one of the universally likable characters, like even more so than like John is popular because he's content, like he drives a lot of the over the top stuff that happens, but she's just like pretty universally likable, except for a small contingent who, you know, there's the people who don't like her because, I don't know.
Some people think that she's like, it's all a bit. Like she's.
Well, yeah, there's that. There's the people who don't like her history of like drawing, kind of like a little bit like. Some people were trying to act like she was like somehow she like specifically QEs who are always kind of stupid about this shit. We're all freaking out like, oh, you know, her Guro I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but you know, like gore, yeah, drawings of like characters who might be a little lolly-ish or something at times in on like her DeviantArt or whatever, like she should be canceled just like Simmons, and it's like
Nah.
That's just Kiwis being like, you know, where anything that's like slightly off color in terms of like drawings they call pedophilia.
Well, you know what they say: the people who are the loudest about something are usually the most guilty of it. So,
right. So, but like aside from that, yeah, there's people who think she's faking. There's people who just don't like her aesthetic.
there's no way. Like at this point, there's no way she's faking. She's too consistent all the time about it to be faking. Like it's she's legitimately autistic.
Well, and that's the thing where I even though I've the theory that maybe they're all just like hired actors who are doing a really good job. It's like I don't think anybody's that good of an actor. Like the Damiel Plant thing, sure, but like I don't think anybody out there could actually pull off acts as good. Like for the more ridiculous people, especially, I don't think you could pull it off for that long. And
especially John.
Yeah, John and Josie definitely. I mean, like Sylvia and Vance, sure, because their characters are just a little bit more boring, anyways.
Yeah,
but like,
speaking of the devil, there's a Josie Whale. So Josie Whale specifically is a person who keeps giving her loot crates. He's easily spent $1,000 on her so far.
Right.
And I bet it's going to be another plushie. I bet. Because they did, you're right, they did go very recently and get her a bunch. So, speaking of Simmons, let's discuss the Simmons incidents, shall we?
Sure.
So, Simmons is no longer with us. He was removed. I won't even say he was eliminated. He was just straight up removed.
Right.
Simmons is a fairly fresh off the boat Chinese immigrant who's trying to like break into Hollywood, into like acting and modeling and stuff.
He's one of those guys
in the Hollywood business.
Whoops.
The loot crate's going upstairs. I gotta follow this.
Right.
Bedroom 4. He's one of those guys who like by any means necessary wants to make it big, by being a self-starter, but like doesn't really have anything about him that would make that work.
What is it?
So
open it.
Turn this down.
Open it. Oh, it's not a plushie. Looks like
it's I think usually when it's a loot crate, it's not. I think because the deliver Josie a plushie thing is a whole separate fish toy.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
So a lot of the time in the loot crate, she gets like so-called like stimming toys or whatever, like shit like that. But yeah, so I guess starting from the beginning of Simmons' story chronologically, the thing is like 10 years ago or something, he came from China, right? And then he was like involved as like I don't know, summer jobs or something as like a camp counselor or something.
Right. Which apparently is like a really easy way for Chinese immigrants to get green cards or something.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense. And I think that was kind of the premise of where he started writing books, because like he was selling it as like, oh, these would be guides to other immigrants and stuff on like how to like do this the right way or something.
Right. So yeah, so he was writing these like Amazon books, not like actual published books. I don't think.
Right. So like it was like he claims it was advice to people, but at the same time, it was also definitely just like he's doing like the SEO thing of just like kind of spewing content everywhere and hoping something takes off.
Yeah, because a lot of it was like heavily plagiarized and just like copy paste.
Basically, certain segments of his books were like people have done the research and found the videos he was pulling from, where he basically was like ripping transcripts from YouTube videos and turning it into book content.
Right.
And it's the funny thing because he was grilled on all this after the incident, but like he it's almost like he refused to admit the plagiarism when it could have saved his ass a lot more in terms of public perception. Just to say, I'm a content thief.
As we found out, I think that heavily came down to like an ESL thing, and I think up until the point that he was thrown out, I think he thought it was a bit.
Right. I don't think he grasped it seriously. Because and to be fair, I will say this about him: he hasn't really done anything that's like that bad or that illegal, even. No. I'm of the opinion that most of his stuff was a misunderstanding, but I guess we haven't really gone to the meat of why he was under fire. The whole thing is he was producing this content, and it was both books and then later on Instagram posts where he was taking like memes and shit and adding kind of basically doing the bullshit like SEO, like just trying to bait clicks bullshit of like adding tags and stuff.
Right.
So like the books, of course, had sections about like conduct of like dating within camps or whatever, and like I said, I mean, a lot of it was ESL and also being a weird guy and then ripping content off from YouTube that I'm not sure he even like totally proofread. But like some segments were about like how the actual campers, like the kids of ages 8 to like 16 or something, would interact with each other, and then the other parts were about conduct between camp counselors, like what's acceptable there. And I think he was trying to make all that clear about like where the boundaries were and stuff, but it was lost in translation, and in many parts it's easy to misinterpret as saying like, here's how the camp counselor can get with one of the campers, like, and so a lot of quotes from that out of context, and also some quotes that were just straight from different books that weren't even his were being circulated too, to kind of paint this image within the community and within TTS and stuff of like he's like just writing straight up like pedophilic advice books,
Yeah, in retrospect, it was massively overblown. Is he a creep? Yes, because that translated in the house. Like he was very, very strange. So
weird.
Like
guy,
I said, the day that I got into really watching it was the day that they were gonna split into 2 teams and they were gonna do these skits. And in it, so already Simmons had a history of like he'd cross-dressed a little.
It was like some videos of him on like Instagram or something.
Like made cosplay or something, which not a great look, but well, it's not the worst these days. But yeah, that was weird. So they had him. Oh, and I think on one of his resumes he actually had like drag on it.
He had like a lot of weird skills listed on his resume, like drag and like improv. Like he was kind of going for the thing of like, on top of being like a weird like content mill guy online, he was also going for like trying to be like a performance art type himself, I think.
Right. Yeah. God, which almost makes you think that he might have been a plant too.
A little bit. Well, especially because of how over the top they handled the situation. Like they did have to probably get him off either one way or another, just because of like, regardless of how maybe nothing burger his stuff actually was, like in the current discourse, especially online, when that sort of thing takes hold, like people are gonna go in on it regardless of what the facts are.
Yeah.
So they probably needed to like kind of expel him one way or another. But Sam and the crew did it in such an over the top, like bombastic, like almost like the way they did it. Like people were saying was like almost more traumatic for the other fish than the fact that Simmons was that way, because they did it in such like a violent, like sudden way.
Which is what I was referring to earlier about it, how they kind of had to like give them the night off. And they gave him pizza and let him get drunk and everything, and that's when
snowball of events. But
hold on. I didn't finish. What I was gonna say is the cross-dress thing is they had a skit, and they had him cross-dress, and he wore like these fishnets and everything. By the way, the fishnets were not his, but when he left, he took them with him, which was a little weird.
He said it was because Sylvia said he could keep them, but also because he wanted to spite her. So it's like, which one?
Oh, that's based. That's based. But yeah, no, they had him wear this dress or something, and it was like he just like it was a little too natural. He was just very creepy, and he was rubbing it. He always wanted to rub people's feet or something.
People were saying like just throughout the time he was very like creepy and touchy feely and stuff, especially with John, of course. They had I mean, that was a running joke that they were like gay for each other. So.
Yeah, when that's of course where it ended up coming to a head was so Vance and Letty like schemed up this plan where they were going to convince John and Simmons to steal.
Who were a team during the baby thing.
Who were a team, to steal whose baby?
Well, so what happened was the morning before all this, Letty, I think, came downstairs and found an opportune time to basically try to sabotage John and Simmons' baby. And then when they woke up, they realized that this thing was a miss or whatever, and they went and found it or whatever. And then as retaliation for that, they were originally thinking that they wanted to go and they thought it was Vance and Letty, which was right, but they wanted to go and do the same to them, kind of, I guess, to kind of sabotage their situation. But then John, of course, being, like 70 IQ or whatever, like grabbed Morrow and Sylvia's baby instead and like ran off with it and didn't really do anything to harm it.
So Morrow literally, I mean, Sylvia literally turned into a single mother.
Well, I was saying, so both of them, both Morrow and Sylvia, in response to John doing that, even though John was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, it was a misunderstanding." Like they're like Morrow acted like he wanted to fight him, and then Sylvia was doing like the trashy mom thing, and it was like a weird like trailer park moment from them. And John, being who he is, was like not really totally falling back either, and was kind of like egging it on too, because he was like, how he is and stuff as an Andrew Tate fan, like, so I think that situation was already raising tensions in the house that day, right? Because that meant like several people in the house were like really pissed and like
Yeah.
it was after that point that like Mario and Sylvia were up in arms for like hours afterwards. John did the whole thing where he retreated into like reading the Bible on the couch or whatever silently. Um, and then after that, that's when like the TTS had basically just started up again that day too.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of things at once.
Yeah.
And the first thing they were doing, because this had been bubbling in the community, was start talking about the Simmons stuff, like his past life as a content mill guy who has these really unfortunate things that were definitely not helped by his stats of being like kind of a creepy ESL guy. Like people, it made the allegations easier to sell too because he's just somebody who would, you know.
Yeah.
So TTS kept like alluding to stuff, and the people kept getting, you know, the other fish kept getting more and more suspicious of him. Like, what does that mean? And he was like doing the scene where he was like refusing to actually explain himself. He had so many opportunities to say, yeah, this is what it was about. And he never said more than like a sentence about it, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and even when he was like being targeted by like even Sam, like even though I think Sam was at the point had made up his mind to kick him out, even later on when that happened, he was like giving him a couple chances to try and explain himself.
Yeah.
A little bit, and he
And
didn't.
he just never did because it really just felt like he thought the whole thing was a bit.
Right.
Which I don't know if that's an ESL thing. I don't know if that's just his personality or if he just legitimately didn't have an explanation for it.
Right, or yeah, regardless of what it was. So like it was a situation where throughout the day, then it also been building up there, and then Gold Striker comes. They do a game where he definitely just set up the game to be a pretense to kick Simmons because they were like doing karaoke, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he had a couple other people do a couple songs first, and he had Simmons go up, and then he was making jokes about him, and like basically then pull it out there. And it was like,
Well, yeah, what it was is Simmons and his so one of the things he had online was something about he talked about a traumatic moment in his childhood where when he was 4, his parents his parents forced him to do karaoke, then they laughed at him. So then Sam forced him to do karaoke and laughed at him, hoping it would trigger something, which I don't know, but yeah, then he just got up and he told him, he said he's kicking him out of the house in Chinese, which was apparently very accurate Chinese.
Yeah, like really good Chinese actually, because
yeah, considering what a weird, fucked up language it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it kicked him out, and yeah, then it was like this domino thing. So they had to like, you know, the fishes were shook, so they had to like they gave him like
it had been a long day for them at that point, and then it was like kind of and because they don't have access to the full information, they have like the weird like ominous stuff from TTS and like what and how harshly the crew handled it kind of made it seem almost, I think it almost made it worse than it was too,
much
like,
worse
in terms of their perceptions,
right?
Because based on how they handled it, you would think that he actually had just like straight up like touched some kids.
Yeah.
You know?
So
like,
anyway, all this leads to is they have this night, they have this downtime, and in the middle of it, Morrow decides like, oh, I can't do this anymore. I'm gonna leave. So then he's gone now.
Well, we did miss one part here. That happened after, because after he left, that was when, with all the nerves frayed, Jet was like, yeah, we're just gonna have a down night. You guys are gonna get pizza, beer. You can watch Stuart Little too. We're gonna turn off the cameras downstairs so you're not totally being watched for a little bit.
Jet, for reference, is the director producer of the whole thing.
Yeah, the day-to-day guy running the show from the basement.
Weird guy.
Yeah, he's almost like he could almost be one of them, you know, like
he could be, but I watched some of those videos that were linked about him. He's a pretty cool guy. I mean, he's
a nice guy. I'm not. I mean, but then again, I think some of the contestants are cool guys. I'm not saying it's not that he's cool.
Well,
it's just like, but like just that like, you know, the
he kind of has his own fucked up stuff going on.
The people running the show have a lot of funny hang-ups and qualities too. Anyways, so they have that down night, right? Where it's like, okay, you guys kind of get a little break.
Yeah.
But the problem was that among the people, everybody got drunk enough to have a hangover the next day, so that made it worse. But then John, who doesn't drink tap water, mind you, because he's afraid of the fluoride. He doesn't drink water. He has multiple cups of coffee a day, so he's like probably perpetually dehydrated. I mean, he'll drink water if it's like specifically like filtered and like not tap water or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, but then on top of that, he has a lot of caffeine in his system. He was like anxious that day because of all the shit that happened. Because Simmons was like his butt buddy in the tank.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, the conflict with Mario and Sylvia and so on. And then a lot of caffeine, a lot of anxiety, and then he got drunk too. And so on multiple levels, he doesn't seem to drink much. So I think he's a lightweight, and he like apparently chugged multiple drinks like back to back in front of everybody. And then he's also, it turns out, gluten intolerant. There's gluten in beer, among other things, and pizza. Apparently, all that created like a confluence of events where he had like a meltdown. And we didn't see it on camera because the cameras were off, but apparently, like the staff had to like talk him down or whatever, and then he went to the bathroom, like screamed for a while, and then he eventually, in his drunkenness, passed out in the laundry room and like puked all over himself and stuff, and was there for like 12 hours until he got reborn the next morning with the power of the Bible and so on, went into the garage, and
Many such
that's a whole
cases.
separate story. But anyways, on the back of all that, right, that's when later on Morrow, despite having that so-called like night off or whatever, was reevaluated and was like, yeah, I want to leave. Which, I mean, not the most tragic thing, because kind of like Sylvia, right? Like he and Sylvia were the two that I was like, oh yeah, they could both go, and I wouldn't really.
Yeah. So moving into talking about Morrow, of course, yeah, he was boring. So literally, like his one personality trait was he slept a lot. We jokingly referred to bedroom 3 as the morgue,
right,
because this dude easily slept 12 hours a day. Easily.
Well, Snorlax type energy,
Yeah.
you know, of being a big dude who just slept relentlessly, and even when he wasn't sleeping, he'd be laying there like reading the fucking Halo book or some shit, you know. Like,
Yeah, he was into that Halo book though.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Fall of Reach, I think, was the name of it.
Mm-hmm. So he was rather boring. His main things were that, and then occasionally he'd have like a sassy comment, just because I think he was gay, honestly. Like I don't, based on how he spoke and stuff. He had the occasional sassy moment with other contestants or whatever. Like, it wasn't like a fight or whatever in most cases. It was just like,
well, I mean, except with John the day after the Simmons incident. I mean,
right,
him and John got into it,
which was so kind of. Well, in a way, though, it kind of makes sense, because if Morrow is like a gay dude, like his hysteria was a little Floyd-like, you know, in a way. So,
it was, yeah, a little bit.
So over something where it's like, well, of course people are gonna fuck with you. You're competing against each other. Like, that shouldn't be surprising. Anyways.
Well, hold on. Let me stop you there, because that was the real importance of the Simmons incident. Because you're right. To go back to what you're talking about, the Reddit wholesome chungus thing before this, like, everything was fairly chummy. Like, there was some backbiting, there was some scheming and everything, but I don't think it really set into them so far yet that this was a competition where people were gonna like get thrown out. And then this, like, the baby shaking thing happens, and then I think it just became very real to everyone all of a sudden that, oh shit, I'm here to this isn't like, we're not here just to have fun. I'm here to win tens of thousands of dollars.
Right.
And it just got like, immediately it just went, it kicked into this second gear of being very serious. And I think that's when Morrow just got on some bullshit.
Right, and I think just everything in combination led him to bow out, basically. I think he realized that, especially for his energy level, what it would take to actually win this in the first place was probably way too much from him, you know? Because, especially like as the things have ramped up, like, I don't know how Morrow would have handled the challenges since then that have been very kind of endurance based. So probably maybe for the best that he'd bow down instead of enduring it for no reason. But yeah, so he wasn't very interesting, but, you know, it seems nice enough aside from his like trailer park moment. And the interesting little comment there is that since coming off of it, you know, of course, he's been active on Twitter and stuff, social media in general, and like, probably something that we're going to see from all the contestants as they leave, aside from perhaps Simmons, is I think a lot of them are going to try to spin off, even if they don't win the competition, they're going to try to spin off their notoriety here into some sort of, you know, internet career type thing, you know?
Yeah. I think it's going to be Morrow of all of them. I think is going to be like the one who least has any sort of like post-show appeal. I think people only really liked him because he kind of had some witty things to say.
Right. And for now, he offers a unique perspective of like, you know, the experience he had there, but like,
right. But yeah, him and Sylvia, like nothing. Simmons is just blackballed at this point, but Josie will 100% have a big following after this.
Josie's gonna be like a fucking e-girl streamer after this,
which I'm okay with.
Josie. It's funny because when he was kicking out Simmons, Sam Josie was like, "Yo, your future in showbiz or whatever, you know, might have to change your plans. Maybe become a VTuber." I can see Josie actually doing that.
Yeah. Well, actually, funny enough, Daniel the other night, because Daniel is currently sleeping on a mattress in the master bedroom that Josie has. I don't know how Josie got the master bedroom. Didn't Letty have it at one point?
When they did the baby teams, they reshuffled the bedrooms, so
Okay.
a lot of people aren't in the original ones anymore.
Right. Yeah. So Josie's in it, and one day they were in there talking, and Daniel was hyping her up, saying like, if you after this, if you like, you could be a big streamer, like you.
He was trying to specifically interest her in Minecraft.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, but he was. Yeah. Again, what part of that is the bit, and what part is him just being,
Right.
what the fuck ever he is. But yeah, no, that was kind of a good moment. But Jonathan will also, but it's mostly going to be people like ragging on him, and I think he's going to try and like transition to like trying to do his own like Andrew Tate thing, but like nobody's buying what he's selling. So I think it's going to be like one of those things where like I'm trying to think of like someone, maybe like even like a Nick Adams type on Twitter or something, where like there's like some people who are playing along with his bit, but then a lot of people who are just there just to rag on him because they think they're smarter than he is.
In John's case,
which in this case they would be right.
In John's case, he has a very unique possibility for the post game, which is that a lot of the stuff with him might be a pretense for Sam to actually groom him to be like a boxing contestant or something.
To be fair, during tonight's challenge, where they were talking with like one of the vaguely MDE adjacent people playing like another character of
playing
like
a $7,500 an hour financial consultant.
Yeah.
What was his name that they were saying?
Camillos.
Caminos.
Yeah. Jonathan just straight up admitted, he said, I don't actually care about the money. He said, I'm here for exposure. And it's like,
which is why he plugs with Instagram constantly. And like he alluded to today having online businesses that are mildly successful in terms of drop shipping and stuff,
Yeah. What's drop shipping?
What is drop shipping?
What's drop shipping?
It's where you set up like a storefront, and basically it's a whole pretense to basically upsell stuff that you get in bulk for cheap from China. Yeah. And the whole point of it is basically you don't have inventory, or at least a huge standing inventory, and most things are ordered from you and then just directly shipped from like factories in China.
Why don't we do that?
Because everybody's done it, so it's no longer really a rich market for like. I think the first several thousand people to do it on Amazon or whatever might have had some success.
Yeah.
But since then, it's become like almost like a popular pyramid scheme thing where like. Very few people are actually getting successful doing that because it's so saturated that like there's just no space in the market for more of it.
I see.
Because there could only be so many people selling like a certain widget on Amazon before it's like you're getting one sale every fucking 3 months.
But what if we buy the widgets and we sell them marketed as Prude shoved them up his ass, and like trying to get into like a fetish market?
I think I'm gonna need a much bigger reputation online than I do now currently. So maybe in the future thing, once we've reached success already.
We also need a bigger asshole.
Well,
it depends on the widget.
Yeah, we'll put a pin in that. The idea, not your asshole. But yeah, so that's FishTank in a nutshell, pretty much right there. So there's some other ancillary characters. There's the red shark and the white shark, which again are just Jet and some other people in a jumpsuit and a red and white mask.
Yeah, they don't speak. They act imposing or whatever. Like...
There's Cowboy Medic, which is just like kind of he's kind of like an all-arounder guy because he was in there like replacing the lights one day, but he's also like he's handyman slash medic. He's had to give Jonathan concussion protocol I think 3 times now. Who else?
Well, there's Ben, right, who comes out.
Depressing story.
His bit's been really funny. Where he comes out, he asks everybody to like line up and like as an audience or whatever.
Yeah.
And he like sits on the counter or like whatever room they're in, and just tells a really depressing like story that he's making up, but like they
as
don't know
he goes.
Yeah, and like just a depressing story about like family and like girl troubles and stuff, and like one of the ongoing plot points is like at one point he was playing baseball but he could never make his dad proud, and then one day he like sucked at baseball, so his dad like just dropped him off like miles from home or some shit. I don't know. And then like a lot of other stuff related to that, like he'll like tell the story and not really have any conclusion to it and just kind of like get up off the counter and
just walk off. Yeah. My favorite one was where John always falls for them every single time, because that's just the kind of guy John is. Right. But John like tried to hug him as he left, and he just blew past.
Well, yeah, because the time before that he successfully hugged him, but then that time,
yeah. God bless John. What a great guy.
There's Jet in the living room.
What's he saying? Oh, Letty snacks. Ah, boo. Don't give Letty shit. She doesn't deserve anything except a punch in the face.
The people are concerned that she's gonna wither away if they don't.
And That's the opposite of a problem.
Yeah. But so yeah, we have Ben. There's Big Flame, who's the guy with kind of the curly hair that sometimes is filming. He hasn't done much in terms of like personality, but he's there. He's just like another editor drone in the group.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the Entity, of course, who's made I think only one fully visible appearance, but he's always lurking. They say.
Yeah. Describe what the entity is.
Well, at the start of the show, the staff informed the contestants that there's possibly a sort of haunting of the garage by some sort of entity, right?
Right. Which every so often you'll see like a shade on the garage cam of something. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
Well, and of course, this house being just a hotbed of paranormal activity has many orbs.
Yeah, mini orbs.
You know, they attack Damiel in the dark constantly there in bedroom 4. It's very tragic. A lot of bad juju going on in the house. But anyways, otherwise, yeah. So there's Caminos, who appeared today as a so-called financial consultant. I'm sure we'll see other side characters appear as time goes on.
Yeah. They're gonna have to do something because it has. I don't want to say it's gotten a little stale, but it's like it's gonna get a little stale. It's gonna get a little repetitious because there's only so much you can do in the house, you know.
Right. I do fully believe the theory that it's possible they don't know exactly how long the thing's gonna run because you know, they're saying 6 weeks, but I could see it ending sooner. But also the contract gave them up to 60 days, which would be 8 weeks.
Yeah,
like the contract said that they might be up to 60 days there. Right. So, I'm thinking that's possible. Their intentions, because like I've said, the rules and procedures that they outline usually don't stick because the producers just make it up as they go.
Yeah.
I think a lot, and it might be that the game isn't decided by intentional elimination, but rather just more of like a survival deathmatch kind of deal.
Possible.
Like, you know. Who's just the last standing after torturing them for as long as possible.
Yeah, which a lot of them are weirdly resistant to torture. Like that, the hell room thing, hell cage is what they called it when they locked them in the room.
Yeah, a lot of them lasted very long.
And in fact, they only left because they were like, they just mutually agreed, like, this is dumb, let's leave.
Right. It was the case that, like, because at that point there were 6 people in the house, right? John was disqualified from kicking the whole. Damiel left because he had to take a shit. But after that, the last 4 were there still like a dozen hours later, like a dozen hours later, and Sylvia tried to make a deal with Vance to split the fish bucks and was denied. And then John started his Bible reading stuff through the door, and that's when she got frustrated and just left.
Yeah.
So then when there's the last 3 and the prize being 3 fish bucks, that's when Vance made a deal with Letty and Josie to split the prize.
Yeah, because they would still be in there otherwise.
On the condition that he was the technical winner, and he was smart about it too, because when they left, he refused to leave the room until the producers came and told him he won. Like he didn't want them to pull any bullshit of like, oh, you left the room so nobody wins, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's exactly the sort of thing that could fucking happen in this house, to be honest.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. He's not an idiot.
Right.
No, he just kind of acts like one
he's
sometimes.
Definitely not the lowest IQ in the house. By
no. God bless. But man, what I said the other day is like, I don't know if it's great or if it's sad or not that like this has been the most interesting thing in the cultural zeitgeist in easily like 5-6 years, maybe since like the election, 16, not 20. Like this is just, it's so memeable, it's so discussable. It's just like it's like just constantly something is going, something you can discuss. Like we're live talking about this like pretty much the whole time. Every day, all day that people are away.
For it. I'm in there, you know, doing rundowns.
Yeah.
When I'm asleep or at work, people are posting shit. Like
it's so, because like I don't like reality shows. I've never watched a reality show ever. I don't watch Big Brother. I don't like Big Brother. I didn't watch the MTV versions. I don't give a shit because it's all like it's just dumb. But this is somehow like, because it's Sam Hyde, because it does have like that weirdly like, you know, absurdist humor attached to
like
us.
The Lynchian element at times. Of being
God,
really, like...
it really is. So what was it the other night? I forgot exactly what it was. I think it was Sam and John were like working out and like screaming and grunting in the background while
Right.
someone was like sitting in the foreground like reading the Bible or something. I was like, if you describe that in text and ask someone to like, what am I describing? So, like most people go, you're describing a David Lynch film, and it's like you would think so, but no.
A lot of the funniest moments on the show so far have been like that, where just like a dozen things are happening throughout the house at once, and it's like
None of it makes any sense.
Right.
None of it makes any sense. It's not connected to each other. And usually because of the way you flip around with the cameras, you might just come onto it and hey, you have no context for it. No context is ever given. And the actions might just seemingly randomly stop and all the contestants move. It's almost like Oblivion NBCs at a certain point.
Right. Yeah.
It's just
yeah.
so
Well,
insane.
They're like pathing routines and stuff. Like, I'll say the camera control thing's a little genius, like especially in terms of appealing to Zoomers. I feel like a Zoomer might be like, oh, it's like heckin' Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh God, I wish you hadn't said that. I wish you hadn't just said that. Jesus Christ. Now I want to slap you in the mouth.
but yeah, so a lot of surreal stuff. And many layers. And it'll be the case where like nightly they might break up a little bit and like go into their respective rooms, and you'll have like 3 or 4 different rooms of people doing shit where you have to like shuffle between them and like kind of see who's scheming what. It's fun.
Yeah, and sometimes you just gotta like pick whose content do you want to see. So like right now, Letty and Sylvia, John, and Vance are in the living room. Daniel and Josie just like straight up went to sleep, I think.
Yeah.
Daniel wasn't. Yeah, they're just both straight asleep.
Well, they were
Daniel,
told earlier during the hot dog thing to stop sleeping in, and this morning, like after a certain point in the afternoon, the sharks came and woke them up with like
because if you let them, they will sleep till 2 p.m.
Right.
Yeah, which I mean, they're early 20s. That's a thing people do. So
I might still do it if I had no obligations, but
I hate sleeping, so I don't. So
it does feel like a waste of time for sure.
It is definitely 100% a waste of time. And if you can get away with it, do it as long as you can. So I don't like sometimes for me, it feels like it wears on me a little bit some days. But that's usually just like one where I'll like sit on my couch and like doze off for like an hour or so.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise I'm just like, because you have known me long enough that I only have 2 modes. I'm either awake or I'm asleep. Like a lot of people have like, they'll go, it's like, oh, I get so groggy. It's like, I don't even really know what groggy feels like.
Yeah.
I'm either just awake or asleep.
I don't really have that much of that problem typically. And my only time that's really a gray area for me is when I'm like just sleep deprived,
Yeah.
Like that's a contrivance of being a fucking wagey. Like obviously in my ideal life that wouldn't be a problem. I would just have the latitude to sleep when I want. And in that case I probably wouldn't sleep more than 7 hours a day in most cases.
Yeah.
But
well, anyway, FishTank great, but let's, fuck that. That's them. That's them. Fuck them. Let's talk about us.
Sure.
Let's talk about the boys. Let's talk about the lads. Let's talk about the fellas. The friends, if you will. The comrades, if you prefer. That's a word we haven't used in a while. Comrades. So, all right. Y'all heard of a place called Tennessee?
No.
Yeah, me neither. So it's this real cool place. I want to live there. We're working on it. Now, we've been talking for a couple of years. We almost had it happen in 2013 or 14. I can't remember which. We were going to have Comic-Con, which is where we were going to have this meetup thing. Didn't happen because, shocker, Pigeon. I don't remember exactly why he screwed it up, but he did, and that's where we're just going to leave it at that. So we're not commies anymore. So then I think, when did we first kind of start unironically talking about like the BiggerCon thing? Maybe like 18 or 19?
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. Of course, then, you know what happened. So now we're talking about it again. Of course, now it's BiggerCon. But I'm just going to tell you, I don't want to call it BiggerCon. I don't want to call it BiggerCon. I'm thinking Wide Mania. I like that.
Wide Mania.
What? Oh, another loot box. To who?
I do wish the graphic said for who it was, just so I knew which room to be watching.
Yeah. Fucking bowling alley animation. It really is.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Sorry, got distracted. I'm thinking Wide Mania. I think that's a good one.
Yeah.
Because you can kind of brand it around like the WrestleMania stuff. BiggerCon, just first off, it sounds a little off. But then I just I don't know, like the word con thing has been. Like, you know, Comic-Con, WrestleCon. Like, yeah, okay, we'll call it Wide Mania. So that's the working title. So anyway, the plan right now for Wide Mania is December. I think that's a good time because that's people are already taking off from work. They have, you know, they might already be doing travel stuff. That works. I think late December, early January, we're going to do something. And we three will already be up there.
Yeah.
Like 99%. Like barring something strange happening. You two at least will be. I probably definitely also will be. At least, well, by December, yeah, definitely. My parents want to come. I don't know if I've ever told y'all this. So this might be like groundbreaking, but my parents are rich. So they're talking cabins, right? They're talking cabins for a few weeks. And I'm thinking we just have Wide Mania at one of these cabins.
Now, have you considered telling them like the rate for a few weeks at a like, Gatlinburg cabin? You just put a down payment on a house instead.
I'm not at liberty to discuss ongoing plans right now. So let's just concentrate on the cabins. So anyway, they really want to stay in Wears Valley. Now, let me go over to my friend Google Maps. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. So there's really like 3 hotbeds of cabins in this area, right? So there's like the Townsend Wears Valley thing, which this is definitely very much like this is where old people stay, which is fine. It's fine. But there's a whole bunch up in here. There's some over in here, and then there's a bunch over in here. Then there's like, this is where like family people stay, like in the Gatlinburg area. Like in here, there's tons. Like you can see like these, like all these roads, these are all cabins communities.
Yeah, my mom actually renting a cabin just north of Wears Valley for a weekend over the summer to come visit.
Very based. Very based. Then out here in Pittman Center / Greenbrier over towards Cosby, you have several more. There's one here, over in here, some over in here. There's a lot. And this over in here is kind of like, I really don't know. Like this is very much like what happens over here. I don't know. I can't answer it for you. I don't know what kind of people stay in these cabins. I don't know if they're nicer. I don't know if they're like cheaper. I literally cannot tell you. I don't know. But for the sake of conversation, we're going to concentrate on over here in this area and be thinking about it. Now, I did discuss this in Tay Chat the other day, and Prude shit on me a little bit because I was saying, how do we feel about a pool? And you were like, well, it seems like only you really care about pools, which felt really condescending, but whatever.
I do have to say, Tennessee Decembers do get down there to not pool weather.
Sorry, I thought it was obvious, but I guess I'll clarify. An indoor heated pool is what I meant.
I mean, are there cabins, a lot of cabins with that?
Yes. A lot. Now,
if we're discussing how we feel about indoor heated pools,
yes.
If I'm being real with you, those are kind of an L.
Really?
Yes,
wow.
I mean,
defend yourself.
If I want to be in a pool, I want to be outside in the sun. The environment of an indoor heated pool, like it gets very humid in those rooms.
Oh, I got it.
Okay, though. I'm from South Mississippi.
It's a different type of humid though. It's like a pool humid.
I don't know, man.
A lot of chlorine.
Let me compromise here and say it's not an indoor pool. It's not an indoor pool, but it's covered, so I don't have to put on sunscreen.
Right.
That's the ideal.
Well, as a
have you considered not having like cuck skin?
Well, he's Germanic, so what do you expect?
Look, I mean, we're all whitoids here. I think we all are susceptible to the sun at some point sooner.
No, I'm not. I'm Southern. We're not.
You definitely burn if you're not wearing.
I have literally never burned.
Or whatever. I don't know.
I've literally never burned.
By the way, I didn't say that you're the only one who cares about a pool. I said I get the sense that Tay is much more into pools than I am.
love pools. I love pools.
Right. Yeah. So which
I had a pool in our old house. So
yeah, what I said was an accurate.
So we're gonna go through and look. Okay. Well, then how do we feel about hot tubs then?
My thing is I just don't like really getting wet outside of like
Oh my god.
showers, and
I-
stuff.
all right,
hot
listen.
tubs are based. An
Thank
outdoor
you.
hot tub in
Thank
the
you.
winter, especially, goes very hard.
Thank you. God, between the two of you, one of you is getting murdered within the next year by my hands. It's either going to be Tony with his weird food shit or Prude with literally anything else. One
There's
of you is
nothing
getting
wrong with my
strangled.
food takes.
Oh, fuck
They're
off,
very
Mr.
big.
Cheese. Fuck off, Mr. Whoa, speaking of, by the way, one of our traditions is lasagna on Christmas Eve. Do you like lasagna? Are you a lasagna guy?
I hate lasagna.
What?
God dang it! Fuck! All right, I'm getting. All right, you know what? You know what? Fine. We're gonna have.
I've despite being heavily Italian, I've also got a few brackets around my name. So my Christmas Eve tradition is Chinese food.
Okay, you know what? We're gonna have lasagna.
We're gonna have lasagna and you can have matzo ball soup.
No. I'm going to fucking Dollar General and I'm buying your ass Dino Nuggies and I'm putting them in the microwave. I'm not even air frying them. I'm microwaving them.
I mean, shit, dog. I've microwaved plenty of nuggies in my life.
Fuck off. All right, I don't hate the Chinese idea actually. I actually
Chinese
don't.
would do be good.
I don't
honestly.
hate. I don't hate that idea. I don't hate that idea. Well, that's a game time decision. We'll get there. So anyway, I want to talk about these cabins, right? So, we'll be up there, right? So it won't. We've only got to have like something for them to be able to stay into, and then like a nice large common area for whoever's going to attend. So at the least, it's going to be 5 people. Well, 3, us 3, and then. Well, I mean, my parents are fun people. They'll be involved.
I think Tim would show up.
Tim would definitely show up. I think some of the other vaguely Knoxville-ish area people would show up. Science, I know, for example. Science met Jack out in L.A., didn't he? I think he's kind of or was that Sharkbait? I get those two confused. I'm gonna be real.
I honestly don't remember either one.
I think it was Science. Science is one of those guys that I think he'll show up to anything if there's food and fun.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So let's say anywhere from 3 to possibly 6. And then I don't know, like because I'm not officially announcing it right now. We're workshopping it. But I feel confident to officially announce it by like July, early August.
Man, that's a good point. I bet if we tell everybody that they'll get like at least one free Chinese meal, that like some people would justify a trip just on that basis.
Maybe.
And so like they'll come and they'll get like 3 pieces of orange chicken and a scoop of rice, and like they'll show up just for that.
Yeah. So yeah. So that's what we're looking for. Oh shit! This one's on a lake, bruh. Oh, there's a video, dude. There's videos.
To me, that's way more interesting than the pool because it's a natural water feature.
Right.
It's like you don't have to get into the water to enjoy it.
Right. It's called Lake Song, by the way. It doesn't. Did these give addresses? No. So I don't know exactly where this is. Though that's kind of annoying. But whatever it is, what it is.
Well, they don't really want you to pull it up unless you're actually renting the place.
Of course, sure.
Kind of they work.
This is a pretty. So yeah. So it's on a little lake. It's called Lake Song. It's very. So this like. It's slightly. Damn, that's a big old TV in that bedroom. Shit. Or is that a painting? That's a painting. Okay, that makes more sense. Got a little canoe action. I don't know if the canoe comes with it or you got a BYOC. I'm just gonna skip ahead. I want to see more of the inside. Yeah, they're really a little fire pit. Let's go. Hot tub. Very cool. Oh, it looks like it has a community swimming pool, but again, it's December, so.
I get the feeling that's going to be the case for a lot of them.
Yeah, but some of them do have just straight up built-ins. This living area is nice, but a lot of them have like a downstairs area where it's like even like bigger, like almost like I have like a rec room kind of thing. Which is this? No, that looks like this must be the upstairs. I don't know. It's not actually showing it downstairs. I don't know how I feel about this one. It's okay, but what about this one? Chateau Berdin. Kind of like that. It is. These are all supposed to be in the Wares Valley area, I think. Is at least what I saw. Of course, then if we like them, we have to make sure they're actually available for the dates. Good luck. Because some of these things are like booked years in advance, especially for the holidays. Oh God, fucking! Where was this video taken? There's a CRTV there.
Base?
2 years ago. Woof. Woof. Okay, so some of these might be a little rough, I think.
Yeah, I mean, generally you don't go there to watch TV though. So.
Yeah, but I'm just like I said, you know, we're kind of planning on having it as a meeting spot, and I have stayed in several that had big old screen TVs. And remember, football will be on during this period, so keep that in mind. What? Fuck off. You will be watching football. Oh, okay. So yeah. All right. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like just a nice little downstairs communal area, something fun like this. This is a little boomery, but that's fine. Where are we on pool? Not the swimming pool, but like pool.
The game. The game's fun. That's like for just like physical activities, you know, for entertainment. It's probably one of the best.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Did you just call pool a physical activity?
Well, it's an activity where you physically interact with things, is what I mean. Like,
it's not a physical activity.
As opposed to a video game, I guess it's a real game or whatever. You know.
I don't know, man.
I argue there are video games with more physical activity.
DDR, VR.
Point
Dark
being,
Souls.
It's an entertainment thing that you interact with in the real world, and it's good. It's good. It's up there with like it's up there in the league of like. For me, it's honestly in the league of like bowling and mini golf in terms of like little things you do for entertainment.
No, pool is nowhere near mini golf.
I mean, in a way, pool is kind of like really mini golf.
What?
Because you're manipulating balls into holes.
Yeah, you'd know all about that, wouldn't you? Yeah. All right, I'll be real. These cabins suck. This one's actually kind of nice.
I mean, I feel like the real bougie ones these days are all going to be like Airbnbs and not on this like weird ass website.
Yeah, that's probably true, but God bless fucking looking at Airbnbs. Oh, yeah, this website sucks. Let me try a different one. Gallenberg Falls. So Gallenberg Falls, I've stayed here. I've stayed at Gallenberg Falls before. It's a 3-bedroom.
Because like the cabin my mom rented is through Airbnb, and it looks much nicer than any of those did.
Right. So let's actually put in the dates for this. 21st. 3 bedrooms. Go. I was half expecting it to just pop up and laugh at me and be like, "Are you serious, bro?" Like, bro, what do you think any are available? Okay, this one's not too bad. It's a little the interior's a little overplayed. A galley kitchen. I don't hate this. I don't hate this at all. Trying to see what the I do like a lot of these. Oh, I like that view right next to a babbling brook. I don't like how far away that jacuzzi is though. That's quite a cold walk. Of course, then again, I guess after you've been in it for a while, you don't notice. Your body temperature has gotten a little bit higher. This is actually really nice. It says it's in Weir's Valley, but I mean, I couldn't tell you exactly where in Weir's Valley this is, because like some of the others looked like I could vaguely like just by sight I was like, oh, I kind of know where that is, but this one I really have no idea.
Big fan of that circle of chairs around the fire pit.
Yeah, that's very cozy. Yeah, I mean this one's pretty nice. This is a good one.
They can like compress these images anymore.
Yeah, right. What is this 640 by? Jeez, no, seriously. Actually, what is this?
Too large.
627 by 47. Jeez, Louise. Ugh. Yeah, the galley kitchen's kind of losing it for me. And I know you're gonna say it's like, oh, boo-hoo, but it's got a nice big old TV though. Damn, that's good for football watching right there. Okay. We're gonna put this one in the maybe category. All right, this one, yeah, this one's in the maybe. What do we have out here? There's an, oh, here. Elena's Retreat. That's a kind of weird sounding name, but all right, we're gonna. Jeez Louise, are all these pictures gonna be this small? Okay, I think I know exactly where this is actually. This is like in the valley of Wares Valley, so. Is that a skee ball machine? Dude, let's go. Wait. Oh, I think I know exactly where this is, actually. Huh. Nice views. Shout out to whoever did these videos. They photoshopped Jeopardy on all the televisions. Very based. Yo, Jeopardy guys.
Decent show.
Yeah. You any good at it?
Mm.
What's your favorite category?
A long time since I watched Jeopardy.
Jesus. I don't know how I feel about this one. Like this one just doesn't have any pizzazz. In fact, I would even go as far to say this one has 0 Riz. Yeah, this one has 0 Riz. This is in the hard no category. Here's another. Where's Valley? Ooh. Oh, hey! Actually, large size pictures. Let's go.
Nice.
I love that fully lit walkway that like goes. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Congrats to the photographer here. This is actually a good real estate photo.
Oh, the walkway goes over the river.
That's cool.
Oh, this is well.
I would just hang out on the walkway, man. That's a cool walkway.
Circle of chairs around the, yeah, we love that. Wait, was that some people fishing?
Huh.
I don't know what they're doing actually. Okay. Yeah, this is cool, but show me inside. Like like I'm sold on the outside. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I like this. It's nice roomy interiors. Oh, big old TV. Let's go. Oh, now we're back to small ass pictures. Okay, well that's disappointing. Oh yeah, they're really. Oh, that's a nice kitchen actually. Kind of spacious. Because I mean, if you're staying there for 2 weeks, the kitchen matters.
This one's actually super cool in my opinion.
Yeah, this is a hard yeah for me actually.
Really like the log walls and stuff too.
I'm just trying to see if it maybe had like.
Those beds look so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. As someone who stayed in a lot of cabins in his time, the beds are usually not the great part. So.
Yeah, oh, whatever. I mean, my goal is to be so tired that I just pass out anyway.
Yeah, like the thing is, like for us at least, like worst case scenario, we just drive back to our home. You know, like that's always an option.
I'm not
like,
doing that just to go to bed, but yeah,
you know what
sure.
I mean, though. I would, bro.
Okay, well,
you have clearly not slept on enough bad mattresses.
You're clearly more comfy pilled than I am because I
am.
I do not care that much.
Okay.
I mean, I fall asleep pretty much constantly on these like really hard ass like corporate couches and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's true. All right, we're throwing that in the definitely, probably, maybe category. All right, we got the watchtower now. Oh damn. Okay, that's a apropos name with that view. I mean, it does. It looks like a fire tower view. Oh, no chairs around the. Oh, big old fucking TV. Jeez Louise. Now this picture. For those who can't, for our podcast fans, what we are looking at now looks like an AI generated image. Frankly, I'm just gonna be real. It looks like an AI generated image. It looks like a portable outbuilding, like the interior of a portable outbuilding, like that you put at the back of your property. That's a nice kitchen.
Definitely, that one corner had a very surreal kind of.
What is the placement of this fucking TV? Like way off to the side and not even like on a swivel mount. It's like hard mounted. Maybe it does swivel out and they just took this picture like this, but.
To be honest though, do you really need to watch TV in bed?
No, it's very weird. It's just weird. I'm pointing it out because it's weird.
Sure.
Yeah, because this TV is like right in front of the bed. That's just
Well, I mean,
weird.
so it was because of the window placement. They just
I know. It feels like you could have somehow.
A
Oh, is
lot
that
of the
it?
walls in this place have an unfinished vibe.
Yeah, this place is just like entire. First off, half the walls just look like plywood. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Half the walls look like plywood. This place is completely unremarkable. No, that's in the hard no. That's in
I mean,
the
I
hard
could
no.
settle for unremarkable if the price is right and the location's cool, though.
Well, you're not paying, so what does it matter?
Well, I mean, I would. Okay, I assume that everybody would pay some portion, but
Oh, I didn't think about that.
I mean, I thought he pretty clearly said this is his parents are renting it, whereas
yeah,
like,
like they're
hanging out
they're
for
coming
a few days.
regardless. They're
Okay.
coming regardless.
well, I was gonna
So.
say like maybe for the Wide Mania part, it would make sense to just have like a comprehensive like feed to cover all expenses for like
Maybe food at least.
food and
yeah,
any like secondary expenses, even
Yeah.
if housing was covered or whatever.
right. Is this the same place or this? I think this is the same. This is the same place. What? This is Foothills Lookout. The other one was Watchtower. This is the same place though. Okay, that was bait.
No,
and
the
switch.
couch was different.
Yeah, but that pic maybe okay. Then maybe the picture just got thrown into the mix because that's the same, isn't it? That's
It's
the
a
same.
different couch.
Well, it's a chair. It's not a couch.
It's-
Okay. All right. Well, okay. Then they have two really weird. Yeah, whoever built these cabins needs to be shot, and I don't mean in Minecraft. I mean in real life.
It's probably the same designer.
Jesus Christ. All right. I don't want to see that again. That hurt my eyes. A Walk in the Clouds. I already love the name of that. All right. Jacuzzi. Beautiful views. Holy shit. Oh, billiards. Okay. Now that's an interesting arcade kind of cabinet that I've never seen. It's like the detached bottom unit and then like just essentially like a flat screen TV.
Maybe a hot take here, but I think arcades are dumb. And
Yeah, I don't really give a
hate
shit.
when they put them in the house.
Yeah, I did too. It's very clearly aimed at like boomers or something. I just don't. I like. It's not a selling point for me. Like none of the amenities are really selling points for me, other than like the kitchen and TVs. Because I want to be able to cook something, and I want to be able to watch football.
Well, clearly you've forgotten that old thing good.
Ah, yes, you're right. Oh, hello. Okay. Yeah, this one's definitely higher on the list. It's in like a little community too. Okay, that's cool. That's usually when you get the better quality places, to be quite honest, is when they're in a community. All right, then we got Southern Charms. I'm already not feeling great about this one. Oh, okay. Yeah, this was pretty nice too, actually. Of course, they all look a lot nicer after that other place. That was just so terrible looking. Oh, that kitchen's kind of weak. Yeah, I like this place. This isn't the definitely maybe. Although the view's kind of weak, but I could live with that. So, oh, charcoal barbecue grill. I didn't see that in the pictures. Oh, there it is. That's not charcoal. That's propane. Dick. Fucking. Nichoa cabin. Oh my god, it's got a boombox or a jukebox. That's how you know it's definitely like I said, a lot of this shit is like heavily boomer bait. So
Yeah.
it's a nice poker table. That's I just don't get that. Like it is like
Hold on, scroll back to image 2.
this one?
Yeah, what game they got on?
Let's see. That is it's college, because that's the ESPN college logos are things. Nebraska Northeastern? Because this is, or wait, no, is this NFL? And that's the Ravens.
Right, like I was thinking the right one could either be the Ravens or the Seahawks, but
No,
don't
this
think
is the Chiefs, I
left
think.
it looks-
It looks, well, you know what it is?
Yeah,
It's
it
the
is
Chiefs thing, but I think this image is reversed, is what it is, because the arrowhead points the other way.
And I mean, it's photoshopped on, so they probably
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think it's the Ravens and the Chiefs. And actually, is that is that a Super Bowl logo right there? Wait, is it? Well, I guess it depends on this picture. Was this the last Super Bowl? No, there's no way that
Nah, I
it's
mean,
that recent.
The Ravens and Chiefs
No,
wouldn't be playing.
no. I said the Eagles. I said it almost kind of looks like the Eagles. So, I don't know. Moving on. But yeah, is it like that big of a deal that you have to like bait boomers into coming to these places by giving them like these really cringy amenities? Oh, I love that kitchen. Decent view. I'm just not blown away. Like, I've seen some places so far that have blown me away, and this is not one of them. What the hell is this on this TV? Oh, Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, these photos aren't as low res as they look. You can zoom into them, huh?
Yeah, they're not terrible. They're just small.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're probably compressed, like save site data or whatever.
Fucking who knows? Yeah,
Because they clearly use a unified size for most of it.
I actually kind of like this place. I like how open this room is. That's really nice. That's going okay. This one's going into the definitely maybe the Anchoa cabin. The problem is there's like not a huge amount of Wears Valley ones. Yeah, like we're already out of Wears Valley ones. So you kind of have to like cabin USA. Always trust a place that just it has USA in the word. Bear hugs. Can I? Okay, let's put in the date. What did I say? December 20. Oh, too far. 1st. Yes, I'm aware. Thank you. What was it? 2 weeks.
2 more weeks.
Just 2 more weeks? Please be patient. This may take a minute. Okay, well, don't. But it is. It's just straight up taking a minute.
Yep.
There we go. Oh, there's literally one. Okay, that's cool. Thanks. Hillbilly Hideaway. Can I? Okay, so we're just... These places just, like, hate having pictures that are, like, large at all.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really... Oh, can I go down here?
Well, it's kind of on brand because they're kind of marketing to boomers, and I feel like they have some boomer design principles happening here.
Yeah. I like this one. I mean, this one's okay. But there's nothing about it that's just, like, jumping out at me that I'm like, whoa, wow. Like, I gotta stay at this one. I mean, it's nice enough. I do kind of like that outdoor fireplace. That is cool. I think that's the first we've seen of that so far. Like an actual, honest to God, outdoor fireplace. Like fire pits, yes. I also like that like it has this gazebo thing in general. That's actually pretty nice. But I don't know. That's kind of like a eh. Like that's a big eh for me. That's a big eh. So this website kind of fucking sucks. There's a lot of other Wears Valley ones but they're like much smaller. I'm interested in this one though. This 1-1. This is this is like when you want to go up there, but you're like on a budget. Is this not the same picture from the other one? I guess these places are just so like uniformly built that they do end up sort of like kind of looking like after a while, even though they aren't. Because I mean, I assume these things are designed in such a way, and then the same like contractors and stuff build them, that they do it in such a way that they can just like throw them up within like a month or two.
Yeah.
Okay, this site kind of sucks, honestly. If I'm being 100% honest with you, this site is kind of garbo. So I'm gonna close it. Oh, okay. Can I search Airbnb on the web browser, or is it an app only thing?
It's a website.
Airbnb. All right. Well, let's.
Pretty stupid if it was only app only.
Yeah. All right. Let's just. Cabin. Oh, there's literally a tab for cabins. Okay. How do I narrow it down to like city? Question mark?
Hold on, let me see. Kevin. When you at the top, there's a where button.
Ah, yeah, anywhere. Okay.
You can switch from, yeah, and search destinations. You can just click the
Got
thing
it.
at it.
Got it. Oh wait, what?
Click.
Oh, it's yeah. I
click-
found it. There's
It's not the most
Valley.
intuitive web design, but yeah.
No, it's in fact it's quite fucking garbage. If we're just being entirely honest.
Yeah, like maybe just include like a fucking search box instead of making it like a game to find it.
Yeah.
But...
Okay. 3. Okay. Oh yeah, this is actually okay. Okay. Yeah. Why not? Sure. This is kind of cool. 2. Here. Okay. Here's a 3-2 apartment. No, sorry. I want to. Where was that filter? I don't want to stay in an apartment. I want to stay in like place. There we go. Cabin in towns. Ooh. Oh, and these pictures are actually full size. Yeah, well, full size, of course. Now that is actually a charcoal grill. That's an honest to God charcoal grill. That's actually wood. Okay, this place isn't terrible. It's more like what? This is part of the community? This is more like an actual house than one of the cookie cutter cabins. Got the Roku TV, shout out. Yeah, I don't hate this place. It's nice enough. Nice little covered porch. Great view of the interstate. Of the Foothills Parkway. Okay, whoever took these pictures needs to be shot. But just in Minecraft. This isn't... Okay, you know what? Fucking... We're gonna close that. We're gonna close that and just pretend like that didn't happen. Okay, here's one in Severe... It says Sevierville. This isn't Sevierville. Sevierville's here. So that's annoying. Oh, this looks familiar. Oh, damn, look at that fucking view. Jeez Louise. Big asshole TV. Oh, I love how roomy this is.
That is nice.
Yeah, that kitchen's not ideal, but whatever. I can deal with it.
It just needs to work, you know?
Yeah. Oh my god, these views, dude. These bedrooms are very nice. The bathrooms look really nice. And oh, another loot drop.
I linked one in the beef stream chat.
Okay.
This one is very expensive, but it goes hard.
Holy shit. Let me pull this up here. This one's kind of nutty. Okay, private mini golf arcade view, deck bar, fully loaded, 800 a night. Jesus Christ! So for 13 nights, that's 10,000. That comes out to 12,050. Yeah, that's a little steep, although not entirely outside the budget. It's so funny because it's like I understand. It's just, oh wow. First off, that's not an outdoor TV, I don't think, but it's outdoor, so that's brave. But then, oh my god, geez, look at this rec room. They got
I mean, if I'm being real with you, when they're pulling in, $900 a night, I think they can afford a new $200 TV every now and then.
Good point. That's true. Yeah. Wow. Holy shit. This place is something else. Yeah. Now I'll say this: if for a different wide mania later on, right, where it was a thing it's okay, we're gonna say there is a fee, but you can stay for a while. You could even stay overnight or something. This is the kind of place, yeah. But for this, not so much. But definitely keep this bookmarked. You know what I mean? Because this place goes very. What is this? What does it say? What is it? 3-4 or 4-3. Wait, what? Oh, 3 bedrooms, 4 beds, 3 beds. 3-3. Okay, it's kind of small for a 3. It looks small for a 3-3, but I guess it's not. So anyway, back to this place. I'm blown away by this place's views. This is nuts. Now this is something you don't see all the time, almost like a duplex cabin. I mean, I know it's not because there's a hallway in between them to connect them, but it's still not something you see all the time. I like this place a lot, actually. What was the pricing for this?
I don't really like being right on
I
top
don't-
of another party, though.
I don't either. I don't either. But why does it not tell me? The other thing told me the price. That's annoying. Oh, this is not available to all, not yet available to all guests. What does that mean? Do you have to be like fucking Airbnb platinum member or something? Fuck you.
It says it's 307 a night on the actual like list of places.
Okay, you went to college. Tell me what that is for 2 weeks.
Like 4,500.
Oh, that's not bad at all, actually. Well, then with fees and shit. So. Okay, that's going. Okay, that's a definite maybe. That's a definite maybe right there. Yeah, a lot of these are really just like houses, which is okay. I mean, I don't hate that. Of course, I like after I saw that one's views. I don't love that this one's called Heaven's Gate. Wasn't that the name of a cult?
In fact, that was a cult local to me, who committed mass suicide,
Yeah.
like 20-something years ago.
Yeah, I don't love that. I don't.
I mean,
love
even the
that.
name in and of itself is a bit ominous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cole believed that they were gonna commit suicide and write a comet.
yeah,
to, like,
Haley's Comet.
Heavenly, yeah.
Yeah, I also generally don't like this place. What the hell? What is this game? It's it's like curling.
There's I don't know
like
the
bocce
names
ball.
for it,
Oh.
but yeah, I've seen that. They have that game at work actually.
Yeah, I
know how
don't
to play
fuck
it.
this place. This place sucks. I'm closing that. I'm gonna fuck that. Okay, here's a decent one. I hate this like really pretentious like white woman cover photo of the two wine glasses tinking together in front of a fuck.
God, yeah.
It's shuffleboard. That's what it's called.
Shuffleboard. That's such an old person thing. That's such an old person. I love this the living area. Of course, it also has shuffleboard with sand on it, with welcome script
I think
on it.
that's
Might be
maybe just like the stain of the.
Yeah, it might be laminated
board.
under the surface.
Maybe that makes more sense than what I said actually. So I don't hate this place. It's just kind of unremarkable, but I mean, I suppose that's fine. These beds look significantly more comfortable than the other places. Some of those other places we've looked at. I kind of get what you mean now, to be quite honest. Some of those places look real rough. These shitters look great, man. Like that's another thing. Sometimes when you go into a place, you got to check out the shitters. Because nothing's worse than going to a place that has really bad shitters. You know, because that's your sanctuary.
Sure.
Another charcoal grill. Where are we at on ping pong, boys?
That's fine.
You know,
I would rate it higher than pool.
I'd rate it higher than
That's
shuffleboard.
fucked up. I would not rate it higher than pool. I would probably rate it higher than shuffleboard though.
Yeah.
Because unlike pool, it is actually a physical activity.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't make it better. That just makes it more active.
Well, no, but that's not what makes it better, but it is better.
It's kind of high effort sometimes. Sometimes pool's a little bit more of a lounge game, you know.
Listen, you fucking low effort cuck. Sometimes effort in like is good.
Yeah, for like things that pay, but I'm not getting paid to play ping pong.
Oh my god.
I mean, listen, if you're only putting effort into things that pay, how the fuck are you enjoying life?
Very
He's got a point.
relaxedly.
He's got a point. Ooh, I like this place.
If anything, your motto
honestly-
should be putting effort into things that don't pay and then putting as little effort into things that pay as possible.
Oh, oh god, this is a 2-1
Well,
and a
that
half.
really
No, fuck
depends
that.
on your priorities and
Let me change my
room for
filters.
advancement and so on. But
Okay, there we go. We're slowly chipping this down to an acceptable. Actually, what other filters was there? Property type. Oh, I don't give a shit about that. Essentials. I kind of want to say Wi-Fi is an essential, but at the same time, like, we have phones, so
But you're also up in the mountains, so
true. So let's put in Wi-Fi. AC, that's not really an essential in December. I mean, heating, I guess, is, but no. You have fireplaces. TV. I feel like this is a stupid one to even click. Does this even change anything? Yeah, no, they literally all have TVs. Pool, whatever, free park. Are there places to charge parking? That's insane. Right, okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so this definitely made this much more interesting. Ooh, I like this one. This is a weird location. I don't really know much about this region. Like over in here, like over.
What happens here?
Yeah, that's a legitimate question, honestly. Like I honestly don't know. Oh shit, now it's gone. Oh no, here it is. Is it? Am I retarded? Do I not know how to use websites? Don't answer that. That's a rhetorical. Don't answer that.
Yes. Yes.
Fuck you.
Yes.
Fuck you. Okay, here it is. Fine. I had it in a different tab. Okay. It has satellite TV, which is not ideal. I don't like satellite TV. These pictures, despite being big, are still blurry as fuck. Oh, there we go. Okay. Decent view. I love the porch, jacuzzi, nice ample seating area, small TV, but that's fine. Fireplace. These pictures, like whoever took these pictures doesn't know how to take like pictures of property. Like this is not how you shoot a bedroom. Like first off, the bed's not even fully in frame. It's just like these really.
This is one of those things that again makes me think like maybe I could get a side gig going in like real estate photography because I think a lot of them are really bad at it.
Because some people are really dog shit at this, like exceedingly dog shit. Like what is this? This is just a tight picture of a sign in the kitchen, man. This.
They want you to know they're on mountain time, bro.
This vista of the mountains covered in snow. Oh, chef kiss. But no, this place sucks. We're not going there. Oh, what? Is this just a pool? Like it's... No, it's a whole cabin. Okay. But they chose the pool as the first picture, so that's bold.
That pool is very, very small.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because like look, this isn't a pool. This is a glorified jacuzzi.
That's barely above hot tub size.
What is this up here? Is this a heater or something?
It looks like it has to do with the ventilation.
Maybe.
Probably because of all the chlorine fumes you'd have without it.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Decent. No, I'm not even gonna say decent. Great view, by the way. Beautiful view. Beds look great. Billiards. Kind of a tight area to have billiards in. I like this this living area is pretty nice. Weird how many TVs they have in this place though. Like a lot of TVs in really weird places. Decent kitchen. I don't like that the kitchen the master bedroom is like right at the kitchen. That's weird. But whatever. You know, didn't ask me. Man, those views are killer, dude. Oh, I get it. Okay, all right, never mind. That TV makes more sense now. Sorry. It was just people don't know how to fucking take pictures of real estate. These bedrooms are actually really nice. Did it say how much this was? It is $682 a night. So that's $10,000 for the whole time. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna put actually no, that pool pisses me off. That looks so stupid. Like I know I said I'd like one, but like it can't look stupid, right? It has to have some level of riz. You know what I mean?
Right.
All right, this is much more reasonable. Oh, this is actually these pictures are actually pretty nice too. They went a little too hard on like the color correction on some of them. But okay, that's a nice little kitchen actually. I love this island with the reclaimed wood table island there in the middle, but like bar island. That's cool. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's a really nice living area actually. Very decently sized master. That's a huge bed. Holy shit, how big is that bed? That's like a California king, right?
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. Okay. Very nice. What is this like reclaimed tin roof thing though?
That's very interesting for sure.
This place is a little pretentious. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Ooh, all right. Where are we at on air hockey?
I don't hate it, but I feel like I get pissed off at it easily.
I did too. I did too. Yeah, but I do love. I did. It's probably one of my favorites. Foosball is probably my favorite of all of them, and I will get extremely competitive at foosball. Fun fact, little short story. We had my church had like an off-site youth facility that we would go to, and we had a foosball table, and one of like the guys that was like, you know, not a mentor or anything, but just like one of the adults that was over it. Apparently, like when he was a young guy, he was like a huge foosball guy, and this dude like could fight. What is it? There's 1-4. He could play 4 people at the same time, right, on the other side, and still win every single time. He was nuts at it. He taught me everything I know about foosball that I've since forgotten. So, big football guy, big foosball guy. Also football, but this living area, hold on. I love this living area. This living area is, of all the ones we've looked at so far, this place is great. This is ideal for what I'm talking about. Like just having a couple of the lads over, you know, just a meetup, right? Just a meetup. Right. You know, not any weird thing where we got to like do something, just a meet, just have it say like, hey guys, you know, my parents, we have a cabin. Here it is. Come over. We're just gonna hang out for like a night, maybe a weekend. Like you're free to stay, but if you do stay, you know, maybe kick in for like groceries or something. You know what I'm saying? Like just something like that. And this right here, this is exactly what I'm thinking, because in that time period, especially if we had like, because I think the ideal would be like to have a New Year's adjacent type thing, right? Because Christmas, everyone's kind of doing something with family. I think that would be like a more like us three kind of thing. Unless, Tony, you're not planning on going back to New York for Christmas this year, are you?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, pin in that. But Prude, you're probably not going back to California for Christmas.
Not for the first year, for sure.
Sure. So yeah, so at the very least, you and me kind of thing. So that's good. But what I'm thinking about for the Wide Mania thing is like, maybe more like a more New Year's thing, because New Year's is a little less family oriented. It's a little more like, you know, parties, something like that. That's what I'm thinking. And that's a big football weekend. That's a big like party and eat weekend, something like that. And this is perfect. This right here is exactly what I'm looking for. So I'm literally making a note of this. I'm writing it down right now. Mm-hmm. What is this called? Smoky Mountain Tranquility. Yes, Sevierville, and that's 8,200. That's not too bad, honestly. That's really for a place this nice. Oh my dude, in these fucking I love this place, man. I love this place. This is beautiful. I don't think I saw any pictures of the outside though. Not that it really super duper matters, but oh god. Fucking wine glasses on the. How do we feel about these barn door things in places? Do y'all like that? I mean, not that. I mean, it's not a mark for or against. I'm just asking you general opinion.
I wouldn't want in like my actual house because, for example, one of the extra bedrooms in our current house right now that I'm currently in has a door like that, and it's very shit for privacy and sound isolation.
I feel like they're more high effort just to open and close than a regular door.
Right. I feel like it's I think it's in the category of like white woman chic, you know, just like, oh, it's so rustic and country, and it's something that Californians are.
It 100% is. Now I just looked this place up. I don't love this location, but I'm willing to overlook it. So yeah, I want it to be over here in Wares Valley. This is kind of like east of Pigeon Forge itself.
You did move your map over into that area.
I did move my map over to that area. Yeah, you're right. But this place is so nice that I'm really willing to overlook. Like it's not even that. Like I don't even care. I just don't. Oh, okay. So here. Oh yeah. So here's like an overarching picture of it. Yeah. So it's got a jacuzzi. It's got it's got some nice little. Oh yeah. Here's a thing. Yeah. So just some deck furniture and a hot tub. Yeah. Oh, this is actually really nice. Holy crap. Okay, yeah, no, that's. I almost want to I almost want to stop looking after that. Like I'm sold. Like I don't need to see anything else. But I am going to move my map back over here into the area that I originally intended. So good looking out on that one.
What's going on in that top left one?
Top left. This one?
Yeah.
What the hell? It's like a whole different set of photos. Oh, I guess go to exterior. Oh, here's it. Here's the picture. These
they're just
chairs,
like wood chairs.
yeah,
Okay.
appear to be made of wood. This looks like it's just in like a neighborhood. I don't know how I feel about this
In
place.
like the small thumbnail, and then made even smaller by viewing it on Discord. I thought it was like fucking cheap or something.
Yeah, this is actually. Oh, I know where this. I actually know exactly where this is. I don't want to stay here, to be quite honest. Okay, here's something I've learned so far during this stream. Cabins in Weir's Valley and Townsend kind of suck. Like, they definitely seem to be like aimed much more towards like boomers, right? Who just like who want to stay like in a kind of out of the way place. They're not really looking for any amenities or anything. They just want to be up there, which is fine. Like okay, so like this place is fine too. Like this has a nice, spacious living area too. That's pretty nice. But I'm gonna make an executive decision and I'm going to relay it to the appropriate parties. But you still kind of want to be over in this area.
Right.
So, oh, geez, Louise, what the fuck is this place?
I mean, I guess that's what 1,400 a night gets you, huh?
Obviously, this is completely out of the question. Well, not completely out of the question, but it's heavily out of the question. But let's just look at it for laughs. First off, holy shit, this place, I look like I'm going to be charged just for looking at it, right? Just looking at pictures of it.
Yeah.
This is, so, first off, it's so modern looking that it's almost like takes away from the whole experience of being in the mountains. Like this looks like the view should be like overlooking like Central Park or something in New York City. Like not.
Yeah.
Now this is interesting. This is like a pool that can be both indoor but then outdoor too, because you open this big like garage door. That's interesting. You're right. That's definitely some sort of ventilation thing because I'm seeing it here too. Yeah, this place kind of makes me angry if I'm being real with you. Like this is like,
What was that outdoor table? Like, what's with the fire in the middle?
oh no, that's a thing. That's a thing. That's definitely a thing. Shout out to like the big ass Ubiquity antenna right here, like 2 of them. So this place must have the good internet.
Right.
Hello? Okay, there we go. That wouldn't move. Okay. Shout out to the fucking pictures of the cutlery and this. Of course, it's got a Keurig machine. Yeah, no, this place, like, this is a place like someone from San Francisco, right? Like, it's like, you know, well,
That view of the valley though is quite nice.
it is exquisite. Yeah, those are some like industrial level Ubiquity antennas. Like, I think that's honestly almost overkill. So I'm wondering what the deal there is. Shout out to the propane. Oh, the pool lights up. That's kind of cool. Yeah, this place is no. This place is fucking pretentious. Fuck this place. Fuck this place and fuck whoever would stay there. I'm just gonna say it. Cry more. Okay, now this one is also like way out of the budget. This one would be a good one to like. Again, this would be like a one if we like specifically wanted to have a place just for wide mania for like a weekend, like 4 nights, you know, something like that. Not the whole time, because this is like, this has like all the amenities. It sleeps like 10, I think, or something. It has the, oh god, it has like the theater in it. Yeah, this would be perfect for that kind of thing. But for what we're looking for right now, not really. This is a nice place though. That's a nice kitchen. Yeah, no, I shouldn't even look at stuff that's like out of the question. Now this one is a little bit more within the realm, but that view kind of blows. Not that, wait, I think we've seen this. No. Yeah, this is pretty nice. It's just kind of, I don't know, it's also unremarkable. I don't know. After I saw that, what was that one a minute ago that we were talking about? And I was like, yeah, I'm sold on that one. Like, I honestly don't really care anymore. Like, I just, oh shit, this place looks like shit. Oh, but it looks nice inside. Okay, okay, I was concerned there for me because it looked like shit outside, but yeah. So okay, so what have we learned here tonight? Where's Valley sucks for cabins. Use Airbnb if you want to find a cabin, essentially. And that's about it. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's the plan so far right now. Like I said, I'll finalize something probably summerish, around summer. So like around the 4th of July, maybe, like we'll get an actual like definitive date on this. We'll start telling people like, hey, this is what we're doing. Shout out to this trailer that you can rent for $100 a night. With this,
The whole
like,
Airbnb thing, like I see why people turn a profit on it because like they price these things so that like whatever their monthly payment is for like their mortgage or whatever on it is like being covered in like 1/6 of the month if they keep
Right.
it booked.
right. That looks pretty nice. It's not bad either. Yeah. So I will definitely have something definitive by then. It's definitely gonna happen though. Finally, after years and years of talking about it. This place is $1,600 a night, but I don't feel like it's okay. You know what I mean? Like this, like the other one, I felt like was justified $1,600 a night, right? Because it was like very
Does it
fancy.
come with that private pool?
I don't think that's a private pool. Yeah, I don't. No, this place is not worth 16. They're tripping. But the thing is, someone probably pays for it. I mean, unless there's like just something like, unless under the amenities, it just says someone will come in and like wipe your ass for you, which I don't even like. I don't know. I wouldn't even want that. Would you want someone to wipe your ass for you? I don't think no.
I mean, isn't that essentially what a bidet is, though?
Yeah. Can I filter places by bidets? Do you think any cabins have bidets? This one's also $1,600 a night. So I guess this answers my question, like what happens out here in Pittman Center?
I guess that's just a location thing. Maybe the views are really good there.
They are. They are. Most of these places will have like a front row view to Mount LeConte, essentially, because like, okay, I went to the wrong page. Like, you know, Mount LeConte's what, right here ish. So I mean, this whole ridge here has views, because even that time that we stayed in a cabin, which was over here, we had a real good view of LeConte. But you like over like this whole ridge on this side. So Pittman Center and Gatlinburg exist like in this other little valley, right? That runs the length between like whatever this ridge over here to the north is called, and then after that is like the smoke, like that is the Smokies, right? The Smokies. So this whole ridge here outside north of Pittman Center is like just this like viewing gallery that just has pristine views of that whole mountain range. So yeah, I mean, you're right. They can kind of name their price, and well, they do.
Now, I'm looking at this map you've got open, and have you considered telling your parents to move from Laurel, Mississippi to Laurel, Tennessee?
I have, but the prices in Laurel, Tennessee. First off, Laurel, Tennessee is not like. Let me pull up on the actual map and bring it up on screen. Laurel is not like a real place. It's just like a community.
I mean, they got a church.
Yeah, they do have a church. They have the Laurel Branch Church, which looks like. Oh, okay. That's not what I expected it to look like. Okay. That's. Yeah, I've been worse. I have. Yeah, no, okay. Oh, okay. That's an outbuilding. I see. Okay, so there's a nice newer brick one. Yeah, the pricing in this area, so like let me pull up Zillow. that is pulling up something I've already looked at in Maggie Mac Lane, Sevier, Tennessee. I don't know what the fuck that was. Laureltian. Yeah. Yeah, there's literally, oh. How do I, oh, for rent. For sale. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Y'all can't see it, but I am literally just repeatedly signing the cross over and over again. Jesus Christ. What is this for $8.95? Yeah, no, 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 this is not worth almost $1 million.
Come on. It's a
Okay.
cabin. You put it up on Airbnb.
Okay, just because I can doesn't mean I should or will. Also, shout out to a place called Locust Ridge. Jesus, what is this for 1.7 mil? Oh, okay, yeah. To be fair, this place is worth
1.7 million.
That does look like a 1.7 mil. This is, oh my God, geez, oh, that like fucking like, yeah. I could. Of course, good luck though. What is this 125? Oh, is this just a lot? 1.17 acres in this area for 125 is not actually that bad. I mean, it would be a bitch to build something on this, but it's not that bad. This is 180. A 2-1 for 900 square feet. That's rough.
Is that a mobile home?
It's a manufactured home, definitely. I don't know if this is yeah, I guess technically this is considered a mobile home. Yeah.
It looks like it might be in a trailer hood.
I mean, would I live in Pittman Center? I mean, it's very clean. It looks nice. Of course, I think we've been over. You have established you think you're too good to live in a trailer park.
I am absolutely too good to live in a trailer park, and if I was ever, I would never buy a house that close to another house.
That's true. That's also to be fair, that in and of itself is a fair point. Oh, this is the same place, but like at a different location. Okay, someone fucked up there. There are some reasonable. Okay, I said reasonable. This is a 3-1 for $500,000. Okay, I got ahead of myself on that one. Yeah, that's not reasonable. Okay. So
what is going on with that shower?
They okay, that's where all the money in this house apparently went, was this fucking bathroom. Jeez Louise. Did they go, it's like, you know, we got a little bit
like multiple shower heads? What are all those knobs?
It's controls, but it's like almost like a waterfall shower head. Jeez Louise. They put literally every cent of their remodel money into that, not even the whole bathroom. Like, the bathroom's nice. Yes, it is. That's a brand new shitter. That's a nice countertop. That's a nice unit, big window, or not window, big mirror. But literally 90% of the budget went into this shower. Oh, by the way, there's things on both sides. I don't know if you noticed. But that crazy, like, fucking, like, looks like you're controlling a U-boat in the First World War control scheme. I'd live there.
Probably feels great, honestly.
Oh, it probably feels wonderful. It better. How much fucking money you spent on it. Oh, here's more. Ooh, here's 16 acres for $379. Now that's not bad.
That's 10.66, not 16, but you know.
What? It says right here 16.
The listing up top says 10.66.
I think, okay, it's 3 parcels sold together, but I guess the one that they're listing, Birds Creek Road number 2, itself is 10 point. You know what? I don't know. The point is they're selling 16.5 acres. So that's pretty cool. So, but I'm not
buying.
What's that?
I'm not buying unless it's for like $3.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's why I'm actually filtering out land, so. What's this for $500,000?
Land.
No.
Well, Prude be like, yeah, I can make it work.
He would.
I can make anything work.
Investors, prime opportunity on this to fix or flip. But the only thing you could do to fix this house is a match. for the insurance money. For legal reasons, that is a joke. We do not condone insurance fraud on this stream. Just kidding, we totally do. Fuck the insurance companies. Okay, this is... Oh, I was about to say, this isn't worth 2.10. This might be, actually. All right, we're getting off into the whole thing. We'll be here for 5 hours if we do this. All right. Yeah, Wide Mania. I feel like it's happening, boys. I feel like it's this time. Although I do look forward to what could possibly fuck this up. Right? Because we got pretty much to the day that people were going to leave for Comic-Con back in the day, and then pigeonholed some bullshit. So I'm very excited to see what happens. But that being said, I'm 90% sure it's happening.
Well, I think there's something to be said then for a plan that involves, a cabin as kind of the main meeting point, but to be near enough to like a hotel for overflow, right? So like you can purposely get a place that's maybe smaller and cheaper, and then if more people turn up, anticipating that some will no-show or whatever.
Right. That's definitely a good idea. Oh my god, Josie Whale with another loot crate.
Oh my god.
This guy, I stan. Yeah, so I mean that's the plan. Like we're definitely planning the place at the minimum my family plus you two. If it's one less, like I said, if Tony decides to go back to New York or something, that's fine. 4 people, that's still fine, right? But if we do end up being able to have a couple of people out, then yes, the location's good to scale, because you could probably have like a couple other people at least stay a night, right? Like say like we did it on New Year's Eve, right? And then, it's pretty late. It's already past midnight. Everyone's like, all right, you can just stay here for the night and then y'all can leave in the morning, right? Yeah, up to like, 4, 5, 6 people. But then after that, yeah. What?
Ben's telling a story in the living room. Listening.
Oh.
He's yelling at them for leaving shit everywhere.
They're not the ones that leave it everywhere. It's everywhere. It's them strewn it everywhere. Yeah, but anyway, being able to scale it up to that, and then if for some weird reason, like tons of people decide to come, which I'm not even remotely banking on, being close to a big tourist area where there is hotels and stuff, is probably a good idea. So, I think this is a good starting place for Wide Mania. Definitely at a different time, I would do it differently, right? But for the first one, just to see how it's going to feel, see how it's going to fit, I think this works real well, and I'm very excited. So, because I wouldn't want to have them because if we rented a place, well, not if when we us three, right, the place where we live, I wouldn't necessarily want to have a bunch of people there for several reasons, right? Just kind of the general OPSEC thing. Not that I don't trust my friends, but you know what I mean. Secondly, because it's a place that we're renting not temporarily, but long term to live, I don't really want to have a bunch of extra people there. First off, because, that's just not a good idea. Secondly, anything that happens, whatever, because shit happens. Right. You're liable for that. That comes out of your security deposit. Stuff like that. Secondly, you know how neighborhoods and shit are, and you get a bunch of 20 and 30 somethings. It maybe gets a tiny bit loud, and little Ethel that lives next door that goes to bed at 5:30 in the afternoon, right? Next thing you know, right? Yeah. Knox County Sheriff's knocking on your door. Keep it down. Yes, officer. Stuff I just don't want to deal with it. So this is the much better option. After that, maybe we figure something out. But until such time, I think this is a great idea. I think it's just gonna be a lot of fun. I think we've talked about y'all don't really super duper have any holiday traditions. Tony might, but you literally just laugh in the face of traditions and rub your balls on it. So,
Yeah. Well,
yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah. No, I don't, but okay. Yeah, I'm heavily looking forward to this. I think it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So
Yeah, it's been great.
oh, did I tell you who's gonna be there?
Santa.
Well, duh. But who else? It also starts with an S.
Satan?
No, I can assure you he will not be there. Not in the presence of three God-fearing young men. It's a woman.
Charlene?
Summer.
Oh.
God, all right, whatever. Y'all tripping.
Kind of fucked up, but you call your dog.
Well,
a
I'm trying
she
to
is
put
a
my
woman.
attention here because FishTank is really good.
What's even going on? They're just like talking to each other.
That Ben's.
Wait, hold on. Did Ben literally call everyone down, including Josie and Daniel, that were asleep?
and then his speech this time, because the last time I saw him, it was in the B2 challenge, and he was blaming the show for losing his girlfriend. And this time he was just like straight up shitting on it for like several minutes.
That's pretty funny.
And he's like, and then like, what are you gonna do? Go tell Jed about this? If they fire me, then I'll have nothing to lose. And then what happen to you?
What the fuck?
And then he would just, and John has taken it dead seriously, and he's like trying to like excuse it, like I don't know how people respond to their emotions. Like,
Jeez Louise. I do. His arc is the best one because it's just so nonsensical and literally nobody's falling for it except John.
yeah. And right now, John's calling out Letty for lying about the baby thing again. I guess Ben's story brought out drama from.
Oh, damn it! Hit my arm. Yeah, and I mean, not to go back and completely rehash that earlier segment, but like this is what's so great about. Jeez Louise, that's a big ass house. This was so great about Shark Tank because it's literally 3:30 in the morning there,
Yeah.
and like shit's still going on. Right?
It's funny because earlier Gold Striker was telling them, "Oh, you guys gotta stop sleeping," and now they're not gonna be up before noon at the earliest.
Oh,
at this
no.
point.
No, at least. In fact, as late as it is, I may not even get up for church. So
Shit.
I should though, because I kind of want to go get chicken.
I mean, nothing
Churches?
gets me up.
No, corner market.
Okay.
Y'all ever get that corner market chicken?
I mean, if I had a corner market selling chicken,
Can't say I have.
That reminds me. Oh, we're looking at a map. I know I'm trying to taper off here, but fuck it, whatever. We're not paying by the hour here or anything.
Yeah, but I am throwing in my hard limit of I've got 9 minutes, and then I'm going to bed.
Oh, that is true. I forget. God, I can forget you're East Coast, man.
Oh, that's what the SCJP territory is in.
That is true. Oh, speaking of, all right. So fuck it. We won't talk about the chicken. Let's talk about this real quick. Actually, let's just end it because I do want to have a different conversation off stream. So,
Okay.
so we're just gonna end it. Everyone, bye. Go fuck yourselves.
Bye.